is working. Let me get the light up top. There we go. Wait for a few people to come on in. Hey, Mad Prime, how's it going? Hey, Tended Winner. Got a few people coming on in now. Cool. So, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but I had a big move in January. And I had been buying toys. Hey, Brutaku. Yeah, I'm so excited. We're finally going to open Street Fighter toys, and I've had a few of these for nearly a year now. Because when I did my big move, I would still buy a few things, but I wouldn't open them because I'd be worried about losing stuff. So they kind of just go into the closet until I'm able to pull them out. Hey, Mon Makes. Oh. Is that a thing with Chun-Li? Is there like a QC thing with her? Or did you just get bad luck, you think? In any case, I've seen everyone talk absolute praise about the Jada Street Fighter stuff. I've been buying it as it's been coming out. Hey, Flame Lord. But I've not been able to open any of them. So we're finally changing it today. I've been needing to open a lot of these guys up. Oh, I'm jealous. I still need to get Yellow Park Primal and Dinobot. Okay, that's not great. No, Street Fighter is awesome. So, I think this is another one of those things where Flame Lord, I hope it's good. I am not expecting it to be good. Hey, Clockwork Gears. I kind of feel like that Street Fighter movie is probably going to be... You know what? It will do something good. It will make the one from the 90s look better in comparison. Oh, that's sick. Matt Prime got the a rare Optimus from Blockies. That's sick. So I don't talk about stuff that's not Transformers on the channel. Like, I feel like at this point I've done enough live streams. People know I love DC. People know I like Sonic. I just did a couple of Sonic videos. But when it comes to video games, my favorite genre of video game is fighting games. One of my favorite series of all time was Mortal Kombat. Flame Lord, is that right? Is Cammy played by a Chinese actress in the Street Fighter movie? I mean, it doesn't matter. Cards on the table, I've not watched any of the trailers. I've not watched any trailer for any Street Fighter movie. Someone told me that 50 Cent is playing Balrog, and I don't know if that's real or not. But that sounds dumb enough to where it might be real. I don't know someone named the Atomic Singer Clockwork. I don't think I've ever heard of them. But I don't think the Street Fighter movie is going to be good. I don't like the current Mortal Kombat movies. So that's what I was getting to, right? I grew up with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was the first game series I fell in love with. Like, I remember when I first got access to a computer, alongside Transformers and Star Wars, I was constantly looking up Mortal Kombat. And when I got my PlayStation 2, I got the Mortal Kombat games. The first game I got for my PS3 was Mortal Kombat 9. That's a lie. It was Mortal Kombat versus DC. And then later on, it was Mortal Kombat 9. I spent probably 300 hours as a kid and teenager playing DC versus Mortal Kombat. Love Mortal Kombat 9. And oh, hey, Spider Dad. I loved Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X was one of my favorite games ever. I didn't like Mortal Kombat 11. And because I didn't like Mortal Kombat 11, I didn't deal with any of the DLC. So, Mom Makes, I've never played Killer Instinct. Because I don't play on PC and I've never owned any Microsoft console. I have a ton of respect for the Killer Instinct game. I think Double Helix and Iron Galaxy did an amazing job, but I've only played it like 2 or 3 times. But Mortal Kombat was my favorite thing ever. Mortal Kombat 11, I hated the microtransactions. I hated the bullshit like you got to pay $10 for the Thanksgiving um, fatality. I didn't like the story because I really liked Cammy. Not Cammy, Cassie. I really liked Cassie, and I liked the story from Mortal Kombat X. And I thought Mortal Kombat 11's story was really bad. And I didn't like Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade. I thought that kind of ruined it for me because I liked Sonya's voice actress from MK9 and X. So eventually, by the time I became a teenager, I was kind of done with Mortal Kombat. I've never touched Mortal Kombat 1. Again, because I hate the microtransactions and everything like that. But because of that, Street Fighter, which was a series that I had played as a teenager but never got super into, I started playing a lot more of. So Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 4 is the Street Fighter game I've played the most. Third Strike is the best fighting game of all time. I suck at it. Well, Clockwork Gears, Quick Mix has to be Age of the Primes now. Legacy isn't a toy line anymore. No, Brutaku, that's exactly it. I didn't like any of the multiverse stuff, and that was really all Mortal Kombat 11. Well, to be fair, if we're gonna get like really anal about it, Injustice started that, and guess what? I hate the story mode in Injustice. I played Injustice a lot, but I hated the story. But I really have always liked Street Fighter, and I've enjoyed the characters. And you want to know something that like I appreciate about Street Fighter now as an adult with like a fully cooked brain, like a fully developed brain? I appreciate that they made characters that were interesting and so fleshed out, and yet they never turned to gore. Um, because as I've gotten older and I've heard the stories of like poor NetherRealm employees that have like given themselves PTSD because they have to look at gore for the Mortal Kombat games. It kind of killed my appreciation for Mortal Kombat fatalities. I like that Street Fighter never had to go that far. I saw someone ask me what's my opinion on the TMNT games. I've only played a few. Ninja Turtles is one of those things where I don't have much experience with it. Like, I know all the stuff. The only show that I've seen from front to back, though, is Rise. And I really enjoyed Rise. But I also want to say this. Mon Makes is psychic, because they know something that we're doing in this stream. It's not just Street Fighter. We're also going to be unboxing some of these McFarlane Page Punchers Ninja Turtles, because I have a small Ninja Turtle collection, but I wanted the Turtles and I wanted IDW Shredder, so I got them from McFarlane. These guys are $30. Those guys are $30. So I just want to like compare, because everyone has told me that these are like the best bang for your buck that you can get out of action figures right now, and I just want to see. Like, I will talk praise about McFarlane all day, and by the way, we do have a Star Wars The Black Series figure here. I've not bought a modern Star Wars figure in a few years, but I see Scorch at GameStop a lot, which makes me think that this is an okay comparison. This is a Star Wars toy that you can still get pretty easily. He goes for like $27. So, is that equivalent to that? I just don't know. I saw someone ask me, out of the 5 in front of me, who is my favorite Street Fighter? Out of these 5, Sagat. I love Sagat. I also want to say this, right? So, let me get, who's the most modern one here? It's probably Balrog. So, looking at Balrog, right? They've done a whole bunch of characters. Oh, hey Z-Man, how's it going? These are the only 5 I really care about. Ryu, I mean, I got Ken, and I like Ken more, so I really don't need Ryu. E Honda I don't care about, Blanca I don't care about, Guile I don't care about. A whole bunch of these characters I just straight up don't know the names of. T-Hog don't care, Fei Long don't care. Akuma, I thought about it. Again, I have Ken, so if I have Ken, I kind of already have the body. Zangief I actively dislike. I just don't enjoy Zangief. Dalsum don't care. DJ don't care. Bison I almost got, but I'm going to wait for Bison to go on sale. Bison, I'm going to wait to go on sale. Cammy, I would have got. Her toy looks really rough. Like, they wanted to make her sexy. And because of that, her proportions are, like, monstrous. She looks like a Toy Biz Marvel legend. So, Mom Makes, I'm glad you bring this up. Storm Collectibles, who have done the best Mortal Kombat toys and some of the best Street Fighter toys, usually their toys are $100 each. But starting this year, they're doing Alpha toys, Street Fighter Alpha toys, for $35. And I've already pre-ordered Ken and Chun-Li. Chun-Li has such a different design between the two, I'm okay doubling up. I might double up on Ken. I'm going to get Ryu from Storm Collectibles. That way Ken and Ryu can be more different. But I might double up on Ken just because I like Ken a lot. But I'm also going to double up on Sagat because I like Sagat. Hey, Christopher. How's it going? So, that's all that. Basically, I'm just excited. I have enjoyed what I've seen out of Street Fighter 6. I've been replaying a whole lot of Street Fighter 4. I've had these guys. I've had Chun-Li for a year now, waiting to do an unboxing. I'm excited, Christopher, because I'm getting to open toys that I've been looking forward to. So, Sagat is my favorite out of the 5 here. Chun-Li is my second favorite. So we're going to start with Chun-Li, and then we're going to just alternate between Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles until we get everyone opened. So, first experience with the Jada Toys Street Fighter. By the way, Jada Toys, if you're not familiar with them, they do, hey Duck Boy, they do the nano metafigs. You know those little metal figures you get? There are 30 of them for $10? That's what Jada did. This was the first time Jada's done a proper action figure line. And just looking at them, I think the sculpting and painting is really impressive. But now we gotta see how they play. And that's another reason why I'm gonna wait. Because I've heard that Sagat and Balrog are two of the best domestic action figures made in a long time. So we're going to start with Chun-Li and Ken, because Chun-Li was Wave 1, Ken was very early coming out, Vega is more recent, and then we'll do Balrog and Sagat. I've seen that tinted winner. The Mega Man line looks okay. I don't care that much about Brushed Ranger, don't even. I don't really care that much. What was I even saying? I don't care that about Mega Man. Yeah, I don't really care about Mega Man. The Invincible guys look pretty cool. They look pretty cool. I saw someone ask, do I have any of the nano metafigs? I used to. I don't think I still do. I still have Air Razor. 1 sec. I'm going to get a nano metafig. Give me 1 sec, guys. So, for context, up until this point, if you were to go into a Target or a Walmart and look for Jada Toys, you'd be getting boxes of these, the nano metafigs. And then out of nowhere, Jada picked up the Street Fighter license and Mega Man, and now they're also doing Scooby-Doo. They did a Frosty the Snowman figure, but this is what they've been doing. So just context. You can understand now why I'm so amazed at the idea that Jada was able to kind of come out of nowhere. Also, something that's super nice, each character in the back of the box comes with a little backdrop. Let me get the tape cut real quick. In the back of each box, there's this, and you can pull the toy tray out. And the back of the box, that's the stages. Because in Street Fighter 2, everyone had their own unique stage. So, here's Chun-Li's street. You can see that, Ken, there's his yacht. Vega has the fence behind him. Balrog has the nightclub. Sagat has his stage. It's a tiny detail, but it is so appreciated. Because keep in mind, these guys are $30, right? And when I first saw that, when I was buying some of these more recently, I was like, oh, $30, that's a bit expensive. But Star Wars The Black Series is $27. Marvel Legends is $27. McFarlane DC is $27. So $30 is not that much more, and I feel like you're getting a whole lot for the 30. Because, like, look at Chun-Li, right? Chun-Li is the smallest figure here, but there's still a lot of toy. You get a lot of accessories. You get a little stand for her kick effect. Like, this is cool. Do I need twist ties or anything, or does she just pop out? Oh, God. Oh, I killed her. Poor bastard. There is a twist tie around the midsection. We just found that out. Let's see here. Head pops right back in. Okay, so we got Chun-Li. First thought. Decent weight. Like, good, hefty plastic. Let me get the rest of the accessories. I will say, you don't get a ton of accessories. You get alternate hands and an alternate head, usually. And then usually, like, an effect part. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, this flight stand is not for Chun-Li. Nope. I will say that unless, oh, I was putting it in the wrong way. This stand is for this effect, because that's supposed to be her kick. So just looking at Chun-Li, right? The head sculpt is nice. I like that head sculpt. Like, the colors are nice and vibrant. There's great surface detail. Like, look at the ruffle of her sleeve. That's solid. Paint is good throughout. I'm not noticing any blemishes. Joints feel alright. They're stiff, but not in a, I'm going to break this way. They're stiff in that this figure is going to be able to hold a pose way. I like that. Tinted Winter Dinobot is a lot harder to do than Waspinator, but I think they're both hard to do well. I'm really taken with this. So, $30 for Chun-Li. Hey, Rhythm Lensman. Again, here's a fairly modern Star Wars The Black Series figure. And, like, she has a ton more paint. She feels heavier. And she's the smallest one here. I'm into that. Looks like we also have a screaming head. That'd be good for, like, a kick pose. We have more like a chopping hand. Pretty solid. And then we have the effect. Let's see here. Oh, Rhythm Lensman, we're just getting started. It's been going for like 20 minutes. Chun-Li's the first toy we opened. Okay, so do I just kind of... Oh, okay, wraps around her foot. So I am not necessarily trying to get Chun-Li into like a cool pose. I'm just trying to see how the effect works. I like it. I like that. Here, let me lower the camera a little bit. For $30, you're getting a whole lot of toy. I feel like this is a really solid price. The joints are so nice feeling, man. That, like, I always have to, like, defend McFarlane DC. But this blows McFarlane DC way out of the water. Even, like, look at her skin. There's, like, a very slight wash so that you can see, like, her musculature better. Like, it's nothing insane, right? It's not like a Hot Toys or a Storm Collectibles, but again, $30, you can go into any GameStop and find these guys. This is Jada. Rhythm Lensman, this is Jada that did these. This is a Nano Metafig company that did these. So, Rocky, I saw you ask about a Marvel Legends. I have exactly one Marvel Legends figure. Let me go grab them. So I have exactly one Marvel Legend. It is the X-Men 97 Magneto. This toy was $27. He came with alternate hands, and that was it. No flight stand, no other accessories, no effect pieces. You can see Chun-Li is shorter than him. This is actually scaled really well. If you're wanting to do like a Street Fighter versus X-Men. Oh, god damn it. Now I wish I hadn't compared these, because now I kind of want to get a couple other X-Men to go with the Street Fighters. But like, Magneto feels about the same, despite being a larger figure. Which means that Chun-Li has denser plastic. And I think Chun-Li has better paint. I think Chun-Li has a more interesting sculpt. I think Chun-Li is the better toy. I really do. And again, Magneto came with nothing. He came with alternate hands, and that was it. Chun-Li, in the box, comes with 2 heads, alternate hands, an effect piece, and a stand for the effect piece, and also the backdrop. And I know, like, this is just part of the box, but this is an added cost and an added value. You can put Chun-Li right here, you can put her in a victory pose, and it would look nice. Like, this is good. This is better to me than the Studio Series boxes, because the Studio Series boxes have, like, the ugly red border. You can see here, there's no border. Like, you can probably get, like, a couple of angles, and it look okay. I'm really taken with this. And if you want to, it looks like you could unglue this and flatten it out, and you could get a straight wall. Yeah, someone was asking me, do they do Marvel vs. Capcom figures? Not really. They do Gamerverse, and you can get the Marvel designs from Marvel vs. Capcom, but you're not getting any of the Capcom characters. So if you want Street Fighters that go with your Marvel Legends, this is your option. So Chun-Li, first impression of the toy line. This is a great goddamn first impression. I'm kind of amazed. Oh god, yeah. So I was gonna wait to show this. Here's how she compares with like McFarlane DC. You can see scale is way off, but then again, this is a 7-inch figure. This is a 6-inch figure range. But again, $35. And I love this Captain Cold. I still love this Captain Cold. But Captain Cold came with 3 heads and 2 pairs of alternate hands, and that was it. And he's $10 more. They're comparable in weight. They are comparable in weight. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I think Jada... For so long, I've had so many friends tell me Jada is doing like the best toys that you can find on American shelves right now. And I can't believe it. Yeah, no, I agree with them. I think it's blowing Hasbro out of the water. I think McFarlane... I still love McFarlane because DC, but like, as good as these figures are, I think these are better value. And then finally, Mattel. Mattel toys are also about $30. And the plastic feels a lot worse. And they don't come with that many accessories. Like, I just saw the new line of movie figures from He-Man. And I thought that it looked pretty rough. So, color me impressed. Great first impression. But now here's the comparison I've been wanting. The one Mortal Kombat toy I still have, it's the McFarlane Scorpion from MK11. It's my favorite Scorpion design. Obviously, scaling is atrocious, but again, they're not going for the same thing. Here's the thing about McFarlane. I will praise their DC toy line. I really like their Blue Cat People Avatar toy line. They shat the bed with the Mortal Kombat toy line. Like, this Scorpion is great. This Scorpion is also the only good toy I think they did. I take that back. Dark Raiden was also pretty solid. But the Mortal Kombat toys, Scorpion came with a lot of accessories. He did. And so did Sub-Zero. No one else came with that many accessories. Like, Raiden came with a little lightning effect. Johnny Cage came with nothing. A lot of them came with nothing. Rhythm Lensman, I have seen the classic toys, and they're ridiculous. They are old designs, and they don't come with any accessories, and they're fucking more expensive than these guys. And they feel worse, and they pose worse. Like, I think if we're comparing McFarlane Classic Mortal Kombat Collection to this is easily way better. This is so much better. And also character selection. In the course of a year, we have the entire Street Fighter 2 cast. Like, we have everyone from Street Fighter 2, and we're getting repaints now of, like, some of them for their alternate gear. But then you look at McFarlane, they never did a Kung Lao. They've never done Sonya. They've never done Jax. They've never done Kano. They only now did a classic Raiden, because up until this point we only had Dark Raiden. Scorpion has a few good toys. Sub-Zero's MK11 toy was bad, but it came out. Like, the character selection for McFarlane Mortal Kombat fucking sucks. It doesn't help that, like, 4 figures in the Mortal Kombat line were Spawn. At the same time where Spawn had its own McFarlane toy line. And also, those McFarlane Mortal Kombat toys, they included a fucking Joker and a Batman Who Laughs. But Batman Who Laughs and Joker, you could have just put them in the DC line. There's still so many important Mortal Kombat characters that have not been made by McFarlane. And if they're made now, they're going to be in the classic style, and they're going to be way too expensive. And they still haven't released Melina. I was going to buy Melina. Do you guys remember when it was one of the first times I ever talked about a non-Transformers thing on the news channel, on the news show? I was so excited when McFarlane announced they were doing Mortal Kombat because they were going to do a Melina. Someone just asked me who's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. It's Melina. And they were going to do a classic Melina, which I would buy because, goddamn, at least we're getting Melina. But Melina still hasn't shown up. Rhythm Lensman, you're right. They've announced a Melina, but we still haven't seen Melina. Jade is out, and Noob isn't out, but Ermac is. I've seen Ermac all over. There's a 2-pack with Melina and Sub-Zero? I didn't know that. Okay, you see, I'm retracting my statement. I'm wrong. I didn't realize they were in a 2-pack. I'm going to have to buy that 2-pack because it's going to be the only decent Melina toy ever, maybe. My favorite Mortal Kombat, I'm going to give you like a top 5 for my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. It's Melina. She is number 1, no question. The other 4 I don't have an order, but it's Scorpion. I really love Kung Lao. I like Raiden. And, it's between... I actually don't know who number 5 is. It's between Katana, Sonya, Cassie, and Reptile. At the very least, I know who my top 4 are. It's going to be Melina, Scorpion, Kung Lao, and Raiden. Those are my big 4 for Mortal Kombat. In terms of playing, it's Melina and Scorpion. I've never liked how Raiden plays, but I like Raiden's character a lot. I also like how Kung Lao plays, but Kung Lao can't get shit in the stories, and it makes me sad. Like, compare Kung Lao to Ken, because they have a similar role. They're the rival to the main character. Ken gets so much more respect, and gets so many more, like, story significance and cool things. Kung Lao, at this point, exists to die, and that makes me really sad, because I like Kung Lao a lot. Yeah, Tinted Winter, I totally agree. I totally agree. But yeah, like, as much as I will praise McFarlane DC, their Mortal Kombat line sucks. And it's character selection. I think it's character selection that's killing it. So many great characters will probably never get toys now. I don't think Cassie is ever going to get a toy. And that makes me really sad. Because I thought Cassie was such a great character in MKX. And she was okay in MK11. Everyone kind of sucked in MK11, but you know, whatever. But she's never getting a toy. Takeda is probably never getting a toy. Smoke is good. Rhythm Lensman, I just realized you literally just like named every ninja. Hell yeah. Tended Winter, that's what I like about Kung Lao, is that he should be the main guy, and yet Liu Kang is better in every single way. And that's what eats away at him. Like, to me, Kung Lao, it's very different, but it reminds me a lot of Ultra Magnus and why I like Magnus. Because when you look at Ultra Magnus, he should be the best of them all. Because he's literally like Optimus Prime in all white, and then he puts on the power armor, and he's the better soldier, the better commander, the better strategist. He should be like Ultra Optimus Prime, blow Optimus Prime out of the water. But he's not worthy of the Matrix. Rodimus is. Because even if Rodimus isn't a good soldier, even if Rodimus doesn't have that strategy, maybe Rodimus isn't even that good a leader, but the difference is Rodimus has the ability to change and grow, and he cares. And that's Kung Lao and Liu Kang to me. Kung Lao has greatness in his veins, and yet he doesn't have that same drive and that same ethic as Liu Kang. That's why I like the Kung Lao Liu Kang dynamic. It's similar to the Ken and Ryu dynamic. Very similar. With the difference being that Ken doesn't die all the time. That's the difference there. Okay, so I said that we were going to do one Street Fighter for every Page Puncher Ninja Turtle. I'm going to ask you guys, are we opening a Ninja Turtle first, or are we starting with Shredder? You know what? No, I'm taking away your ability to choose. We're going to open Shredder and Sagat last, because they're the two I'm most excited for from either group. So we're grabbing a turtle at random. Which turtle is it? Oh, it's Donnie. Yeah, that's not a bad turtle to open on. So when I was, because I have a small Ninja Turtle collection, I have a NECA Shredder, I have a Super 7 Krang, I have a Casey, I have an April, I have a Bebop and Rocksteady, but I don't have any turtles. And the thing with the turtles is, one, they can get very expensive, and two, I want the turtles to look different. So that's why I got these Page Punchers, because they're doing the IDW designs, they all look different. The thing is, they also go for anywhere from 27 to 30 bucks. So they're very comparable. Like, let's look, they're about the same size as the Jada. Tended Winter, I don't know who my favorite turtle is. It's between Leo and Donnie. It's between Leo and Donnie, and depending on the day, today it's Donnie is my favorite, but tomorrow Leo will be my favorite. Like, it just depends on when you ask me. That said, my favorite Ninja Turtle character is not any of them. My favorite Ninja Turtle character is Shredder. Christopher, my favorite figure in my collection. Are you asking for my full collection or my Ninja Turtle collection? If it's my favorite figure from my whole collection, it is my childhood 2007 movie Cliff Jumper. It's not my childhood Cliff, but it's the toy I got to replace my childhood Cliff. I like Casey too. Casey's good, but Shredder, to me, is where it's at. I love Shredder. I want to start reading... I didn't know Shredder had his own series in IDW that's going on right now. I want to collect the back issues and start reading that, because I would love a Shredder-only story. Okay. So keep in mind that, like, as much as I love the McFarlane DC stuff, I did just talk a whole lot of shit about Captain Cold, who's also, like, one of my favorite characters. Let's see how Donnie feels compared to Chun-Li. Okay? First thought, that is a hollow-ass figure. That headband is very fragile feeling. It is very hard and very stiff. That's going to fucking break. That's going to break sometime. Articulation. The joints feel good. They do feel good. Oh, wow, the shoulders don't feel too good, actually. Elbows feel alright. Hands feel okay. Nothing in the midsection. Ball joint hips. Oh, God. Oh, God! Is that supposed to happen? Okay, he has alternate feet. Yes, that is supposed to happen, but still, that was horrifying. I thought I broke the toy. Knees feel okay? Oi. I mean, I like the toy. It's decent. Oh, that's shorter than I thought it would be. But then again, you get a ton of accessories. Like, look at this. You get so much stuff. Mon makes, I'm sure the loyal subject ones are good. But the difference is I was able to get these guys on sale. Oh no. Oh no. The bow staff can't go all the way through. Oh, well that kind of sucks. Where can I put this? So it just goes straight. Oh, that's bad. That's going to get in the way of the headband. That's going to cause the headband to get a stress mark. So I better keep that off. This is not a great showing from these Ninja Turtle guys, but well, no, it's not a great showing. There's not a follow up to that idea. The hands literally just pop off. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. That feels like it's gonna break too. Do I regret getting this? Believe it or not, I don't, because I got it on sale and I got all 4 turtles, and I think they're gonna look really good on my shelf. Would I recommend these turtles? Probably not. Because there's so many good turtles out there. NECA makes so many good turtles that I'm just very particular, and I want the turtles to have fuck. Just go back on. Oh, it doesn't pop in. It just okay. I don't regret this. But that said, like, I was gonna do like a whole thing on this stream where it's like, oh, it's gonna be a contest. Who wins Street Fighter Ninja Turtles? There's not a single goddamn way any of these Ninja Turtle toys are going to be anywhere near as good as these Street Fighter guys. Like, unless one of these Street Fighter toys literally just like fucking explodes. And I'm not saying like it breaks. I'm saying unless it is like made out of C4 and explodes and my entire house is destroyed. There's not a single way I'm gonna like any of these Ninja Turtle toys more than the Street Fighter toys. I like that head sculpt though. That's a good sculpt. Very happy Donnie. They're both very happy Donnies. I think I'm gonna switch it out because I like this happy Donnie more than that happy Donnie. Oop. Look, I wanted 4 unique looking turtles on my shelf. I'm going to get 4 unique looking turtles on my shelf. I didn't have to spend an insane amount of money to get them. This is still a victory for me. A win's a win. A win's a win. That said, there is not a single possible way. There's not a single possible way that any of these Ninja Turtle toys are going to be better than the Street Fighter toys. It makes me really sad because I was really excited to get IDW Shredder because that's one of my favorite Shredder designs. And it's possibly my favorite Shredder character. Oh, okay. I think this is the reason why people have such a bad opinion on McFarlane is as soon as you leave the realm of their DC toys, it kind of just immediately falls apart. God. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry, Donnie. There's the comic. They all come with comics, by the way. So keep in mind, $30 toy. At retail, $27 to $30 toy. Let's say $5 off because of the comic. That's bullshit. But let's say it for the sake of argument. $25 toy. $30 toy. Do I like him more? No, I'm not even gonna like try to like be clickbaity. This is a better toy. Like any given Black Series figure is gonna be better than these Ninja Turtles. But they look good. Like that's the thing is on a shelf they're gonna look really good. Presentation is through the roof, but only presentation. All right. Do you get to hang out up here now? Yeah, you can hang out up here, off screen. Nah, you can hang out right there. So, going straight to our second Street Fighter. Okay. Ken. I really like Ken. I like Ken a lot more than Ryu. You might notice I don't have a Ryu here. It's because I don't really care about Ryu. I respect him a ton. I think he is one of the most important video game characters ever. But I've always liked Ken more. I like how Ken plays more. I like the character of Ken Masters more than Ryu. Does Ryu have a last name? Because Ken has a last name. His name is Ken Masters. Now I'm curious about that. I guess that's what happens when your dad's Akuma. You don't get to have a last name. Rocky Show, that Power of the Primes or Times Return Triptychon is really, really good. Like, I think that might still be one of, if not the best Titans they ever did. It's between him, Omega, and Scorponok. Okay. And you can see that Ken's stage is his yacht. Oh, is Q? Nah, Q's not back there. I got really excited for a second. I was like, oh god, that'd be cool if Q was back there. It'd be even cooler if someone was like, we're making a Q toy. Christopher Devastation 2 would be so cool. Rhythm Lensman, I did see the new Gigastorm. And I saw the Galvatron they're doing. They're doing Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. Hey, Dual Apocalypses. I'm gonna wait for the news video before I go into like my full-on thoughts, like in video format. But here on the stream, I just want to say that Galvatron looks like a beautiful piece of art. I am going to get that Galvatron. I don't think I'm gonna get Gigastorm because I had the original Gigastorm. Yeah, Mom Makes, I saw what you said. It was something about Hasbro was gonna sue them. Or no, Mattel was gonna sue them because like Barbie can, right? Okay, so he has twist ties on his hands and his feet. Chun-Li didn't have that. Oh my god. I just noticed that. Look, put the fucking grippers away! That's accurate though. He has the dogs out. Oh god. Ken's falling on hard times, everybody. He's having to sell feet pics. That's canonical too. He lost all his money. He invested in crypto. He lost all his money. That's the story of Ken. Okay. Ah, there we go. Ken is free. Come on out, Ken. So you want to know something really dumb? Ken, his name is Ken Masters. But I always remember his name as Ken Masters' son. And it's because in the Canadian cartoon 16, there's a character named Jen, but her last name is Jen Masterson. And because of that, I've completed Ken's name to be Ken Masterson in my stupid, stupid head. First thought, I am not big on the rubberized top. It's great for posing. This shit's probably going to fall apart someday. That's a decent wash on it. Like, it's very subtle. You can only really see it in person, but there's a nice little bit of, like, shading throughout the uniform to make it clear that, like, it's a little bit dirty. He's been going down to his knees, so he has a little bit of scuffing around the knees. Scuffing on his back. Yeah. Posing, though. These joints feel amazing. Well, I say that. This shoulder over here is really stiff. No, it's not. No, it's not. It just needs to get worked in. Good musculature, too. Like, there's veins throughout, but, like, not a gross amount. Just the amount that you'd expect on someone like this. Tended winner, the best Lex Luthor. If you're counting voice actors, it's Clancy Brown. And it's always going to be Clancy Brown. Yeah, we need this. Super close up on the hogs. Weirdly enough, it's kind of fucked up. You can see like they defined the tendons. Like that looks like a real foot. That doesn't look like an action figure foot. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for Street Fighter. The movie looks like it's gonna be dog shit. I've not even seen the trailer. I've seen pictures of the trailer, but the pictures look like someone doing a mock trailer. Like if I was on YouTube in like 2012, that looks like a trailer that Machinima would have put out. Really impressed with Ken. Really impressed with Ken. Look, they even have the realistic branding on the bottoms of the feet. If I had in my perfect world, this would have been a solid plastic outfit. But this is still good. So Ken is not to the same level of Chun-Li. With Chun-Li, I'm getting that Storm Collectibles Alpha Chun-Li because it's such a different look, and I like Chun-Li. I'm absolutely also going to get Sagat. So right now, the Storm Collectibles Alpha Street Fighter toys, I have Chun-Li, Sagat, and Dan on pre-order. Because I love Dan. Of course I love Dan. Everybody loves Dan. I'm not getting... I say that, I might get Ken. I've been really tempted by Ken. It helps that, like, at least Alpha Ken has the longer hair. That said, the Ryu in this line. I didn't get Ryu. Out of all the toys that I've seen, Ryu's the only one who I think looks bad. And it's the skin tone. He looks too orange to me. But Ken, I think, looks great. And I love, like, this kind of... Like, it almost looks like Silver Age comic book art, this big grin. And you also have, like, his angry face. Kind of a He-Man face, now that I look about it. Like a Motu Classics He-Man. Are they making a Charlie? I don't know. So, what I know right... Yeah, they are. They're making Charlie Nash. You're totally right. I don't care about Charlie, though. I'm not going to get him. I'm hoping that they're going to do a Wave 2, because who I really want is Sakura and Cody. I really want Storm Collectibles in that $35 range to do Sakura and Cody. And Sodom. Sodom would be cool. Birdie? Maybe Birdie. I would buy Sodom before I bought Birdie, but I would still maybe buy a Birdie. Is his name actually Sodom? Or is it like Sodom? Like, I've always been too scared to ask anyone. I've never noticed that, but yeah, Ken's head looks so much like He-Man. They have very similar haircuts. The one difference is Ken has kind of more defined bangs. So Mon makes, I would love a Poison. Poison wasn't in Alpha. At least not Alpha 3. Like, Ken was in Alpha 3. Or not Ken, Cody was, but not Poison. I would still love a Poison. I would love a Poison and a Hugo. But they are not, they're not in the same game. And that makes me wonder, like, if you get the Street Fighter license, right? Do you get the ability to make any game? Or do you have to get a license for each game? Like, Jada, they've done the entire cast of 2. So, do they have to renegotiate to get access to a different game's roster? Or could they, in theory, go straight to another game, like Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 4? Mon makes, They did do Final Fight characters, and they look incredible, but they also look like $120 a piece. Um, that's why I'm so excited for this new line, because they're going to be $35. Like the Storm Collectibles Alpha Street Fighter figures are $35 a pop, the same price as these guys. And Storm is literally one of the best action figure making companies of all time. They made the best Mortal Kombat toys and the best Street Fighter toys. The only reason I don't collect them is because they are so expensive per figure, but they are worth the amount they ask. So I am so excited to try out their alpha figures. But yeah. All right, Rocky. Well, thank you for stopping in for a bit. Necro would be good. Hugo would be great. Necro would be great. That'd be a toy list. That'd be fun. Like top 10 Street Fighter figures that I hope Jada or Storm will make. And it will get absolutely no views, just like the Sonic videos. I really liked those Sonic videos, but those Sonic videos did not do well. But that's okay. At least I was happy making them. Oh, God, I gotta go do another fucking McFarlane Ninja Turtle now. Rhythm Huntsman, that'd be kind of fun. I like that idea, like a Dead by Daylight, but with Transformers and Shockwave as the killer. So, we're grabbing another Ninja Turtle at random. Who's it gonna be? It is Mikey. So, I don't dislike any of the Ninja Turtles, but I dislike Mikey. I like Mikey the least out of them. That said, I think Mikey, when a good writer gets Mikey, Mikey is so interesting. That's what I like about IDW, is Mikey is the moral compass and the one who's the most willing to stand up to Splinter. Unfortunately, a lot of people just make Mikey the party guy. Whoa, cowabunga! And that's when I don't like Mikey. I like Mikey when he is the artist. I like Mikey when he is the heart of the team. That's why I like Rise, is I feel like Rise has a really good Mikey and a really good Donnie. And an interesting Leo and Raph, who don't really feel like Leo and Raph. No hate to Rise, by the way. It's just those two feel the least like their normal selves. And that's part of what makes that show interesting, and unfortunately also why a lot of people don't like that show. Also, best dad that Splinter's ever been. Only dad I can think of. I say that. 2003 Splinter is a pretty good dad. 80 Splinter is a good dad too. What am I saying? There's a lot of good Splinters. It just... I don't like 2012 Splinter. Oh look, it's Jenica. I need to get the loyal subjects of her. I would like a toy Jenica. Yeah, Ben Schwartz did Leo. And he did a great performance as Leo in Rise. Everyone in Rise did such a good performance. Everyone was so good. Don't take me saying that Rise, Leo, and Raph are really different as me saying I don't like them. They're still some of my favorite versions of those characters. Well, Matt, I hope that it's going to be Rampage and Depth Charge. Who does the best performance in Beast Wars? So, Tended Winter, it's a cheap answer, but I'm going to say Scott McNeil because he's like half the goddamn cast. Like, Scott McNeil is Death Charge, Dinobot, Rat Trap, Waspinator, and Silverbolt. Like, that is he's half the cast. There are emotionally charged scenes that are just Scott McNeil characters talking to themselves. Like, no one comes close, I don't think. That's David K. Wait, was Scott McNeil not Death Charge? Oh, you're right! Oh my god, you're totally right. The guy who fucking played Blitzwing in the Bumblebee movie. Soblov, or whatever his name is. He was the one who played Death Charge. I thought he was a Scott McNeil guy. Nah, you're right. Yeah, Soblov. Good performance. I still liked that performance. I thought that was a Scott McNeil performance. I think this is another turtle who I'm going to immediately switch out heads, because you have like a whistling head here. I like this much more like open mouth. He's one of my favorite shockwaves. Like, Soblov is a really good shockwave in Prime. So I think it's next week, I have a video coming out where I'm comparing every single... Oh, hey, Shardik. Oh, Tina Winter, you didn't come off as rude. No, you were just telling me. By the way, another reason I like Mikey is a cat person. Here's their cat. What were we talking about? Oh, goddamn, I've completely lost it. Oh, yes, so, in a few weeks, I'm going to, or in 1 week, next week, I have a video coming out, and it is me comparing every single on-screen Starscream. So every Starscream from a movie, every Starscream from a cartoon, every Starscream from a video game, as well as a lot of the comic book Starscreams. I'm comparing 30 Starscreams, and I'm ranking them from best to worst. Worst to best, I should say. And I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it, because that was a really fun video to make. And it was literally just me being able to gush about what I like about Starscream, and which performances and versions of Starscream I thought captured that character the best. And I've been thinking, like, what are other characters I would do that with? Shockwave would be a good one, because Shockwave's another one who is really different between shows. Oh, hey, Oscar, how's it going? So I think Mikey is better than Donnie. He feels better. I like his colors better. This is okay. So let's do this, because this was the entire point of the live stream. Which of these two is the better figure? It's fucking Ken. Obviously it's Ken. How's the scaling between... That's good scaling. Because in my head, Donnie should be the tallest. I like the idea that Donnie is the tallest, but he's a little bit lankier. That feels good to me. Also, you can have Mikey flipping the bird. Fuck it, I need to do that now. How do the nunchucks store? Nunchucks store pretty well. That feels okay. Oh god, that elbow's not going. There we go. There we go. That's how he's gonna go on the shelf. Because I'm fucking 12. Yeah. That's okay. Sometimes, you know, Mikey just needs to let the bird loose. What can you say? If you hear those clicks, that is me immediately putting the little Ninja Turtle accessories into my drawer. Galaxy Wave 10, is that the most recent wave reveal? Because if it's the most wow, I can't talk. If it's the most recent reveal, probably Cyclonus. Warpath also looks really good. Alright. Vega. I love Vega. It's weird. I really like the Three Kings. I don't care that much about M. Bison. M. Bison's fine. If he ever goes on sale, I will get the M. Bison from this line. But I love his henchmen. I fucking adore Vega. I really like Balrog. And Sagat might be my favorite Street Fighter character. By the way, fun thing about this, right? So Sagat is Sagat. But these guys have different names in Japan. In fact, his name is his name. So in Japan, M. Bison is called Vega. Vega is called Balrog, and Balrog is called Mike Bison. If you've ever wondered why M. Bison has M, it's because he was supposed to be called Mike Bison. And the reason why they decided not to call Balrog Mike Bison, by the way, Balrog is very much inspired by Mike Tyson, it's because Mike Tyson went to prison the same year that Street Fighter II came to the United States. So they very quickly changed all the names around, and so we now have a boxer named Balrog, and a sexy man named Vega, and a bad guy named M. Bison. I will say this. Vega is a much better name for this character than Balrog. Because Balrog, that's such a clunky name. Like, it works for him. It works for him because he's such, like, a brute force kind of character. But Vega, he's, like, smooth and sexy. You know, he's... Balrog, it doesn't work for him. Balrog sounds like something that you, like... It sounds like a fart. It sounds like if you, like, ate something that really didn't agree with you, your stomach would just go... Or, like, if you were, like, fucking puking and you were, like, having to cry for help. If it was like that scene from Family Guy where they eat the clam chowder, you would say fucking Balrog! Like that shit. Balrog is a fucking horrible name for a character that's supposed to be like that. Like Vega. Vega's better. That's a weird thing. I just want to bring that up. But, Vega. I really enjoy Vega. I like the fact that he is kind of like the arch enemy to Chun-Li. Oop. There we go. I also fucking love Vega's theme. No, Spar Dad, that's what I'm saying. Like, Balrog sounds kind of like a fucking insult. It is not a sexy name. Like, no one is fucking getting hot and bothered over Balrog. Balrog sounds like the name of, like, if Grubble, the Pokemon, the one that turns into the Bulldog, if he was to have another evolution that made him even uglier, his name would be Balrog. Balrog sounds like the name of an orc from Lord of the Rings, but specifically like an orc that the other orcs don't like because he keeps having sex with pigs. And I'm not saying like he's having sex with ugly people. I'm saying he is actually having sex with the livestock. That would be Balrog. Oh, that's Balrog, the pig fucker again. I'm like, that's what Balrog sounds like. I don't even know where we're fucking going with this. It's always really weird to see Vega without the mask. I'm glad they gave you the option. It's really cool that you had the option to have Vega with no mask. But come on, Vega wears the mask. That's like his whole thing. Retgar is not a sexy name, Spider Dad. Stop trying to make Retgar a thing. Retgar will never be a thing. Rylan Linsman, my favorite 1990s Transformers character? Right off the top of my head, Windblade, Nautica, Tarn. Wait, I mean, that's who's coming to mind, but like also Hotshot. I forgot. Hotshot's not 90s. He's 2002. Hotshot. Armada Red Alert. Barricade. Yeah, there's been a shit ton of good Transformers post-90s. But, like, my absolute favorites are probably Windblade, Hotshot, and Tarn. No! 2015 Steeljaw! Okay, does that count? Because Steeljaw is an 80s character, but 2015 Steeljaw is a completely different character. Yeah. If 2015 Steeljaw counts, I think my three favorite post-90s Transformers would be Windblade, RID-15, Steeljaw, and Tarn. Is Vega still not in Street Fighter 6? I don't know. I literally just like was rewatching some of Sagat's stuff from Street Fighter 6. It's so fucking cool what they did with him in that game. I'm gonna say right now, I don't think there's ever been a bad Sagat. I take that back. Street Fighter 5 had a bad Sagat, but other than that, there's never been a bad Sagat. And Street Fighter 6 Sagat is really fucking cool. He hangs out with his fucking pet tiger all day. I was really worried that the claws were going to be bent, but look at that. Fucking putting every Hasbro Wolverine to shame with how straight those claws came out. Those claws are straight, but he isn't. I don't know why that fucking got me so bad. I don't know canonically what way Vega swings, but I know in his heart he is fruity as they come. Oh man. So that's kind of cool. The ponytail is rubbery. Oh, look at that. So the ponytail won't get in the way when you're posing. But even better, there's a wire. There's a fucking wire in the cloth. Oh, god damn it. The only reason I didn't get M. Bison is because I didn't think there'd be wire in the cloth. But if they put a wire in Vega's sash, they probably have a wire in M. Bison's cape. Fuck. Fuck. I'm gonna have to get their fucking M. Bison. Shit. Okay. I'm really mad at how good the storyline is. How dare Jada put out such quality at such an affordable price and make it so readily available? God. Okay. I want to pose him with the mask off for just a second. I'm seeing a few people point this out. I think you guys are right. Maybe Vega is so narcissistic that he's actually asexual. I kind of like that. His idea of a hot date is just like eating dinner in his hotel room with a full-length mirror. I also just fucking love Vega as a character. The only thing he finds more beautiful than himself is combat. Like, even though fighting could destroy his beauty, the love of the battle is what makes him come back to it. He's addicted to the blood. Like, he's such a cool character. Like, that's the thing is, I think everyone knows that the Mortal Kombat lore and characters are crazy. I kind of feel like people don't appreciate just how good the writing for a lot of the Street Fighter characters are. And I think it's entirely because Street Fighter has never had, like, a cinematic story mode, except for 5. And 5 sucked. But I don't think you need it. Like, I don't think these characters necessarily need a cinematic story mode. You can figure out, like, where these characters overlap and where their stories go. And Vega is, like, I think Vega, when it comes to, like, character depth and potential, I think Vega and Sagat are so fucking fascinating. Like, more fascinating than they have any right to be. Can he, like, grip the mask? He can. You can stick the thumb or any of the fingers through the thing. Or you could, like, grip it like this. Yeah, you can grip it like this. So you can have the mask off. I will say there's... Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to risk that. I was thinking maybe you could slide the mask on, but that... It doesn't feel like it's going to snap, but I don't want to risk it. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Because what I would like is, can I get the mask? No, because the strap, I was going to try to do a thing where like you could still see the eye through the mask. You can still get it into a cool pose, but you can't get it into the exact pose that I would want. Okay. Let's just go ahead and switch the head. Ah. There we go. Also, the Wolverine Claw. This is like the coolest weapon anyone could have. It's like him and Shredder. Those are the coolest motherfuckers to ever live entirely because of the Wolverine Claw. Trying to get him into like a pose I enjoy. Is there a way for this claw? There is! You can put the claw over the grabby hand, it looks like. Or maybe you can't. Ooh, that's kind of stiff. That's kind of stiff, but it's working. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. Now I'm literally just playing with the toy. I'm trying to find like the pose. There we go. Like he's addressing the audience. I will say it does bother me that the lines on his trunks can't match up the way I want them to. I say that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. Like the fucking Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo type pose. This is the way to go with Vega, I think. Alternatively, you could just like make him super fucking creepy. Which, to be fair, he is. He's a fucking creep. That's what I like about Vega. Again, he's like just. He's a total scumbag narcissist. And yet, like, there is like some weird, captivating nature to him. Like, he is like a total, irredeemable, unrepentant monster. And yet, there's a glamour to it. Gotta change out the hand again. I'm sorry, guys. I hate when this happens where I like just get so into a toy where like I just go radio silent for a minute. It makes for a real shitty stream. I'm sorry. No. That's not it either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rhythm Lensman. I really want to find it. I like this toy so much. I want to find, like, the pose. Like, to me, this is the joy. This is the joy of, like, a great toy. Is you just want to, like, find it. Find that one look. Oh my god, I think I kind of just stumbled into it. Like, it's really simple and understated, but that might be it. Like, the slightly looking up. Can I, like, get the hand close to the chest? There we go. There we go. There we go. There. I think that's it. I like it. It's the simplest pose I've tried, but it works. Sorry, anonymous guy. I mean, to be fair, it's a lot more of a normal hour where I live. What a great fucking toy line. Like, holy shit. Like, literally, each one just keeps getting better. Like, Chun-Li blew me away. I liked Ken more. Now Vega is better for me. Like, holy shit, dude. By the way, all of them, $30. Also, $30. Literally kick the shit out of any Hasbro guy. Here. Also, $30. No, the posing, the paint, the sculpting, accessories, all of that. So much better on all of these than any Hasbro toy I bought in a long time. Same thing with McFarlane. As much as I like McFarlane and their stuff, their DC line especially, like, oh god, dude, 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 it's so fucking good. Like, I've never thought that, like, there would be a good Street Fighter line that I could afford. Because there was the 15th anniversary line, but now all those toys go for like $80 a pop. And the Restoring Collectibles, they all go for $100 a pop. But now we're at a time where you could get the entire Street Fighter 2 cast. Let me do some quick math real quick, right? Like, every guy is $30. There's 8 of them. So what would that be? That would be $240. If you were completely insane and just needed all 8 of the original Street Fighters, $240 ain't bad. Even if you wanted to include the new challengers, that's 12. So, like, what would that be? 12 times 30, that'd be $360. $360 for 12 toys of this fucking caliber. Like, it's amazing. And obviously, I'm not doing that. No. If I get anyone else from this line, I might get M. Bison. And now that I've messed with it, I might get Ryu. Because I don't need Blanca. I don't need Dalsum. Cammy looks really gross. If Cammy looked better as a toy, I might get Cammy. But like, that's the thing is, like, even if you're not being selective like I am, you could get this entire line, and I think for what you're getting, it's a really good value. You don't have to go off. You can stay right there, Vega. We gotta take our medicine. We gotta eat our vegetables. New random turtle. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's Leo. Okay, it's my other favorite. Well, let's try it out. So, Rhythm Lensman, Storm Collectibles, they're doing a new Street Fighter line, and they're all going to be $35. Like, they're doing Street Fighter Alpha. They're going to give you Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Sagat, Dan, and Charlie Nash. And they're all going to be $35. They're the same price as these guys. Oh, I get what you mean. Rhythm Lensman, I'm going to be so real with you. I would love for it. Maybe if this Street Fighter line does really well, they'll do other lines. I would love for them to do Mortal Kombat for $35 a pop. But after messing with these, I kind of hope Jada gets Mortal Kombat. Like, it will never happen. I think there's just too much bad blood between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Who would I want Jada to do? I mean, like, Darkstalkers would be cool, but I don't think there's a market for them at mass retail. Final Fight, maybe? I feel like people like Final Fight. Who? Maybe Tekken? I'm not a massive Tekken fan, but like I feel like Jada could do some cool shit with the Tekken toy line. I'd at the very least buy a Heihachi. If Jada did Tekken, I would buy a Heihachi, and I would buy Kazuya. That'd probably be the only two I buy. But I would buy them. That is $60 more of my money that Jada would get, and I would pay it. But yeah. But I'm really excited to see the new Storm Collectibles Alpha figures. I'm hoping they do a Wave 2. I'm hoping they do a Wave 2 that would give us a Sakura. Because that's who I really want, is I want a Sakura. It'd be great if they could do like Makoto or Dudley. But Makoto and Dudley are also Street Fighter 3 and not Street Fighter Alpha. Well, that's the real thing, is that would be the list I would make, is I would make a list, top 10 Street Fighter characters that I want toys of, and I wouldn't care if it was Storm or Jada, because they're the same price. They're different. Their qualities are different, but their qualities are equal. They just focus on different things. Like, Storm is going for realism. Jada is going for if the little character design from the video game back in the 90s popped out. Like, these are cartoony in nature. Who would I want? I would want Sakura. I would want Makoto. I'd want Cody. I would have to like go through a list of Street Fighter characters. That's the thing, is as much as I like Street Fighter, I don't have the recall for Street Fighter that I do for like DC or Transformers or even Mortal Kombat. I just don't have that. That might be a video. Don't be surprised if like a few weeks from now you see a top 10 Street Fighter characters who I want to get new toys. Okay, Leo. who might be my favorite turtle. It's between him and Donnie. He feels better. Out of the three I've messed with, he feels the best so far. Still doesn't feel great. He's really hollow. I like the painting, I like the sculpting. $27, $30. This was a mistake. I should not have opened these Ninja Turtles figures the same night I was doing the Street Fighter figures. I have goddamned these Ninja Turtle figures. Oh god. Do I want to change his head? No, I'm cool with the more kind of stoic Leo face. And because his bandana isn't as crazy, I can put that right there. That's fine. It's really weird. So they gave us these like alternate feet for the Ninja Turtles so that you could get them doing like walking poses, but that means that the feet keep falling out. I don't think that was a great design choice. I would have gone for like an extra pair of hands or like maybe alternate weapons. Because Donnie came with a ton of tech and Mikey came with the cat. Leo has come with the least amount so far. He just has his katana. And other than that, he just has the same stuff that everyone else has. Leo is the worst price proposition so far. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm going to say Dead by Daylight model just because it's a newer model and looks a little bit more impressive. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the overgear stuff looks so good. It looks so cool. So, you want to know who I think could have done amazing stuff with the FNAF license? NECA. But NECA only ever did the little danglers. They never did figures. Also, I feel like McFarlane. Like, as much as I'm shitting on these Ninja Turtles, I feel like McFarlane could have done cool stuff. Like, if you got the same team who do the DC figures on Five Nights, that would have come out alright. Leo is my favorite one so far. He feels the best, he looks the best, and yet he comes with the least amount of stuff. I like him, though. He's decent. Decent Leo. Alright, now that we've had the vegetables, done the chores, we finally get to this. So, these are deluxe figures. So far, Jada has only done 3 deluxe figures. They've done Sagat, they've done Balrog, and they've done Blanca. So these toys, the deluxe figures, you can see Sagat is a ton taller, Balrog is much wider. So let's bring in our comparisons again. Here's Vega. Vega was the normal, right? He is a normal toy. Hey, Still Comics. Here's Magneto. He is a normal Marvel Legends. So, normally, a Marvel Legends toy is about $27. Same with Star Wars The Black Series. And if you want to get a deluxe figure, it's usually about $40. So they're adding like an extra $10. But you look at the deluxe figures. Let's look at Star Wars The Black Series, right? Deluxe figures like Savage Opress, General Grievous. They tend to be about the same size as the normal Star Wars The Black Series figures. Grievous just straight up can't stand up. Marvel Legends, when they do deluxe figures, they can get up to like $50. Like right now, you can go and get Marvel Legends Grizzly, who's just a dude in a bear suit. He's $50. So that is a Hasbro Deluxe figure. It is anywhere from $10 more to double the price. And some of them are not that much larger. So I've been singing all these praises for the normal price point. This is the normal price point, $30. So what would these monsters, these deluxe figures, how much do they cost? They're $35. The deluxe figures are only $5 more. What the fuck? Like, holy shit, dude. That's fucking insane to me. In this world where companies penny pinch and make you pay for every single thing, Sagat, who is so much taller than Vega, so much wider than Vega, has so much more plastic and paint, he is only $5 more. He's only $5 more. I'm just blown away. This feels like this is good prices. This is great pricing for these toys. They feel amazing. They feel better than any other American domestic figure that I've bought from a store recently. And they're not expensive. They really aren't. I think a lot of people see $30 for Chun-Li and they're like, oh, well, that's more expensive than a Marvel Legends. It's $3 more. And the toy feels so much better, looks so much better, is so much better. And then the deluxe figures. $5 extra gets you the deluxe figures. Not $45, not $55, $35. Rhythm Lensman, I know that I said Magneto, but I'm making a point here. Let me make my point. Also, not to like get super dark or like into like real world news. Imagine how cheap these toys would be if the tariffs weren't a thing. Because I know when they first came out, Ryu and Chun-Li were $24. So they were cheaper than Marvel Legends when they first came out. Which means that in theory, Sagat could have been $30. He's $35. That's still like just everything I've seen from Vega and Chun-Li and Ken. I'm convinced that is going to be a $35 toy that feels like a $50 toy from any other company. But imagine getting that beast for $30. Holy shit, dude. I am so impressed. I am so beyond impressed. Like, I feel so bad. Because I do the news videos and I try to stay positive, but I think people can hear some of the cynicism in my voice. Because I do think that Mattel and Hasbro and a lot of other toy companies really are taking the piss. So to see these toys come out and they are so fucking good. And also licensed figures. This is not an original toy line from Jada. Jada had to pay to use this license. And granted, Street Fighter is not the biggest fucking thing ever. It's not as big as Marvel or Star Wars. But is it really that much smaller than fucking He-Man? I feel like He-Man and Street Fighter must be on pretty equal standing. And what am I saying? Mattel doesn't even have to pay a license for He-Man. They fucking own He-Man. Same thing with fucking Hasbro and G.I. Joe. Oh my fucking god, don't even compare this motherfucker to a G.I. Joe. Oh, God, dude. I am so impressed. This is the type of thing that, like, it makes me excited to collect. I've talked about this recently. I'm going to do a big sell. I'm selling off a ton of Transformers. And part of it's because I want to go to BotCon, and I want to see you guys. But another part of it is just I don't have fun with collecting a lot anymore. Because I get toys and it's like, well, this toy's fine, but I really wish it wasn't this price, or well, this toy's okay, but it's kind of iffy. This is the stuff that, like, there's fun and there is tangible passion here, and it's infectious. I'm not that deep into Street Fighter. Street Fighter is not one of my favorite things. It's not like DC. It's not like Transformers. It's not even like Star Wars. I still probably like Star Wars more than I like Street Fighter, but But fuck, dude, this is the type of toy line that makes me want to go and play more Street Fighter. When this live stream ends, I'm probably going to boot up Street Fighter 4 downstairs, and I'm going to play a couple of rounds as Vega. And I might play a couple of rounds as fucking all of them. Ah, dude. Like this is the shit that makes collecting fun and worth it. I'm sorry, this is not... I did not go into this wanting to do like a negative stream. I hope that you guys don't feel like I'm being just like ultra negative and like fucking Hasbro, fucking Mattel. This is not me trying to hate on those companies. It is me praising Jada. And by the way, 2 years ago, this is what they were doing. Think about that. Think about the growth here. From this to that. 2 years. All right. Let's open Balrog, because I really want to open Sagat last. I don't know if Sagat's going to be the best figure here. Everyone's told me that Balrog blows Sagat out of the water. But because Sagat is favorite, I feel like it's going to be more special to open him last. So let's open up Balrog. Hey, Balrog. Hey, Mike. So he can't be Iron Mike Tyson. Would his name be Titanium Mike Bison? Come on. I guess Zangief. He'd be the only other... Well, E-Honda. E-Honda would be another big thing. I did not even notice this. Look at that. Country of origin, fighting style. That's tiny, but that's nice. Little detail on the box. I didn't even go into the box. I think it's cool that it's like a... It's not the Street Fighter cabinet, but like it has the 6-button setup, and, you know, it invokes the fucking Street Fighter cabinet. So, Mon, I'm not saying that I think Titanium would be a good nickname. I'm trying to think, because in Japan his name is Mike Bison, what his Wish.com nickname would be. Because Mike Tyson, he was Iron Mike Tyson. He was Iron Mike. So I feel like Balrog, who in Japan his name is Mike Bison, his name would be like Titanium Mike Bison. Or fucking Platinum Mike Bison. Like some type of metal. Platinum's too good for him. Platinum makes him sound like he's a pretty boy. Then again, maybe that's like the thing with Balrog. Maybe he would go like ironic pretty boy direction. God, look at Mike too. Like it's real subtle, but just the fact that like you have a great sculpted texture on the outfit, and there's like a nice wash to see all the folds. It's nice, dude. It's really nice. I this is cool. I get it. You gotta have the Saturn head. I love this head sculpt for Mike. Why do I keep calling him Mike? My entire life I've called this character Balrog. But just on this live stream, I've suddenly like become a fucking hipster. I'm like, I'm gonna use the original Japanese names for all of them, actually. Alright, Balrog. Balrog is a character I've always liked, but I suck ass at Balrog. Thomas, I am glad you asked that. So, starting in Street Fighter 4, Balrog started having, or was depicted with darker skin tones. But in Street Fighter 2, this is accurate. He was, and it might be like limitations of the hardware, or it might just be like an artistic decision from Street Fighter 4. But for Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and Street Fighter Alpha, Balrog was much lighter skinned than he was depicted in Street Fighter 4 and 5. Nowadays, he has much darker skin. But that wasn't the case for this Balrog. So it is accurate for this version of him to be paler. I'm really glad you brought that up, because that was something I was going to mention. Because I saw a lot of discourse online, people who were complaining about Balrog being lighter skinned. But again, it's accurate to this version of him. Oh, dude, it feels good. It feels real fucking good. Oh, dude. Give him that kind of like taunting. Yeah. Boxer, Claw, and Dictator. Hell yeah. We need to find a name like that for Sagat. He's being left out. What would Sagat just be? Eye Patch? No, Sagat would be Tiger. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nah, that's better to go the other direction. I was like thinking earlier, like what would be other video game like franchises I love Jada to tackle. It'd be really cool if they did Killer Instinct. And then I could recreate the fucking TJ Combo Balrog death battle. That's what I want. That's what we need. The world would be a better place if we could recreate the TJ Combo Balrog death battle on our toy shelves. Yeah. Okay. So Balrog, he comes with decent stuff. So he comes with alternate hands, so you can have like open gloves. That'd be great for taunting. You have like this more like dour expression. And then you have these, which are supposed to recreate like essentially the wind leaving his boxing glove. And you would just slide it over like this. It's decent. So this is $5 extra, right? Balrog is $5 more expensive than Vega. Literally just the size. I think that is a more than acceptable price jump. Because Vega felt great for 30. Does Vega feel as good for 30 as Balrog feels for 35? I think Vega is a better value, but I think Balrog is a better toy, if that makes any sense. Just utter amazement. So, Anonymous Guy, we're going to open 2 more Ninja Turtle figures, and then we're going to open Sagat. And then we might hang out for a minute, but I don't know if I'm going to open any more tonight. After we got 3 more to open after Balrog. I don't know what to tell you, dude. He feels good. He feels real good. Like, I'm trying to get him into, like, a good taunting pose. Because when I think of Balrog, I just think of him being, like, the literal worst piece of shit ever. Ugh. Nothing much to make spaghetti. We're just, like, looking at some of the Jada Street Fighter toys, and they are really fucking sick. There we go. Oh, what's up, Rhythm Lensman? What Master of the Universe figure are you going to go for, Matt? Because I've seen a few that look okay. I was tempted to get movie Triclops because he looked kind of interesting to me for some reason. Ooh, that does look good. The 2000X web store. I've been tempted to get the 2000X Skeletor just because I really like. The thing that messes it up for me is that the fact that they didn't include the cape, because that design I don't think looks good without the cape. Okay. Oh, they're doing the thing that the original 2000X toy line did, where Keldor got the cape. Of course, the difference there is Keldor was also a fucking convention exclusive. Yeah, I like that. Look at him. Oh, fuck yeah. Now I'm playing with Vega again. Shit. Okay. We have 2 of the 3 kings. We only have 1 left to open. But we're gonna have to take the detour to fucking eat the vegetables again. Anonymous guy, are you talking about like the lore reasons or like what do you mean? How did he go from Scrap Trap to Scrap Trap? It's because Fazbear Frights burnt down, so his body got further mangled. That's also why he lost his arm. Because he only has the one arm. The other one is like a bone shove. Playing with Vega again. There we go. Clockwork Gears, the only reason I'd be a good voice actor for one of Nexus's components is because they don't speak. That's the only way I can be a good voice actor is if I don't actually have to say anything. Oh, shit. I'm having too much fun. Okay, vegetables. Vegetables. Alright, so last turtle. Raph. Oh, look, he comes with the weird fucking dinosaur thing. I don't know what Nexus is supposed to sound like. Well, that's the thing, is like, I've never. In theory, I feel like he should have like a voice of a legion, where it's like when he speaks, there's like 3 voices in unison. That's what I think of when I think of what Nexus. So I guess like if you had one that was really quiet, and then you had one that was a little bit more deep, like this, and then you had one that was more calm and in the middle, you'd have like the 3 of them layered on top of each other. And then like Nexus would always sound like really distant and kind of like cold, entirely because like it's 5 voices speaking at once, so you can't get emotion in there. Like it almost has to be like when they speak, it has to be id, ego, super ego, all speaking at the same time. I don't know. I think Nexus is tough just because as a combiner, and more importantly as like the god of combiners, I don't think that's the type of thing where you could have one voice actor. Or if you did, it would have to be a voice actor who you would have like layered vocals to. That's my opinion. By the way, if you want a really good IDW story, Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything is really fun. In IDW, if you want good characters, Rocksteady, Bebop, and Shredder. They're the ways to go. Okay, Raphael. Oh, that's weird. He only has the one twist tie. Everyone else had like multiple. He just had the one. Raphael. I really don't know what to say about him. He's hollow again. Joints feel decent. He's probably the second best feeling after Leo. Feels a lot better than Donnie or Mikey. I don't want to give him the calm face. I think he looks better with like the turtle face. It's cool that he comes with the pet. Yeah, Leo got fucked in terms of accessories because everyone else came with like pets and extra accessories. He literally just got the bare minimum. I wonder if that was because his swords are longer. No, because Donnie came with the bow staff and still the most accessories of everyone else because he also came with like a wrench and a blowtorch. That makes me think that they thought that Leo would sell the best and Donnie would sell the worst. Because they gave Donnie all the extra value and they gave Leo nothing. I feel like when the writers make a good Splinter, Splinter and Raph have some of the best moments ever. The issue is I don't think there's been many good Splinters. I say that, it's literally just 2012. And also the 2007 movie. That was a bad Splinter. Which is a shame because fucking Mako was playing him and he sounded cool. Like Mako's always good, but his Splinters fucking sucked in terms of writing. Tinted Winter, it's because not only does he play favorites with Leo, but it's specifically the scene where Splinter is like, when you're fighting the Utron, or whatever fucking aliens they were fighting, I think it was the Ultron. They're like, when you're fighting the Krang, you must be willing to sacrifice anything, or anyone. With the implication being, you should be okay with letting your brothers die, as long as you come back home. I fucking can't stand that. The idea that Splinter would have favorites. And that's the problem, is in almost every series, they really focus in on the idea that, like, Leo's the favorite. But it's like, Splinter shouldn't have a fucking favorite. Tinted Winter, it's the same thing with 2007 Splinter. 2007 Splinter sent Leonardo on, like, a world vision quest while the family fucking self-destructed. And then when Leo came back and everything was, like, really tense between him and Raph, Splinter was just like, oh, well, Leonardo's correct. And then they have that one scene, and it really makes me upset. There's that one scene in 2007 where Splinter is like, Raphael, just because you're my least favorite student doesn't mean you're my least favorite son. And it's like, you fucking schmuck. To, like, openly admit that Raphael is your least favorite student. Especially when you make all your fucking sons call you sensei already. Like, that's fucked up. You don't get to do the whole, like, you're my favorite son or I still love you as a son if you prioritize your role as a teacher over your role as their father. And then you openly admit to this child who is struggling because the choices you made with the oldest son to put the blame on him, like, oh, Raphael, silly bitch. Why are you questioning me? Fuck that Splinter. Fuck that Splinter. That Splinter fucking sucks. That's what I like about Rise Splinter. Rise Splinter is a good dad. Like, for all of his problems, he is overweight and he spends too much goddamn time on that chair watching his old fucking Lujitsu movies. He fucking loves his sons. And his sons fucking love him. And I will say, I think Rise Splinter gets a really bad rap. Because in the first few episodes, it comes off like he's really neglectful. But as the show goes on, you realize he's not neglectful. He's just really fucking weird. Because I remember, like, I saw a lot of people, like, fucking the Mr. Enters of the world, being like, oh, he fucking hates his sons. He only calls them by the color of their bandana because he doesn't remember their names. No, that's his fucking nicknames for them. He calls them their colors. Like, that's cute. I like the idea that, like, Splinter he's bad with nicknames. Fucking look at when he first met the baby turtles and he's like, I'll call you Green, and I'll call you Green number 2. He's just really fucking bad at names. But that doesn't mean he doesn't love them. But yeah. I love Rise Splinter. I love 80s Splinter. That's a good Splinter. 2003 Splinter is really good. 2003 Splinter, the only problem I have with 2003 Splinter is I don't like Splinter being the rat. Like, I like Splinter being Hamato Yoshi and then becoming the rat. I don't like the versions where he was always the rat. Because I feel like that's kind of boring. And also, I think it's dumb, the idea that the rat learned fucking martial arts while still being a fucking rat. As funny as it is in that fucking live action movie to see the stop motion rat doing karate moves in his cage, I think it's a lot more, like, tragic when he was Hamato Yoshi. Because he was a fucking human being. And here's the thing, right? The turtles are fucking freaks. But they don't really know the full extent of that. Splinter knows what it was like to be a human with a family and friends. And not only has he lost all of that, but he can never go back because he's now a fucking horrible rat monster. And that, like, makes his relationship with the turtles all the more precious, because it's like, that is his support system, that is his family. If he can't go back home, at least he still has them. Like, a good Splinter goes that direction, I think. Again, that's what they did with the 80s Splinter. That's what they did with Rise Splinter. That's what they did with the movie Splinter. An adaptation of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. If I was allowed to do whatever the fuck I wanted, it would be a lot like the book, where it ends horribly and nobody gets a happy ending. If it was something where, like, I was doing this for Universal, it would be a lot more like the game, where it would still be bittersweet, like all of the humans except for one would die, but that one would survive as the consciousness and they would be able to usher in a new age of humanity. I don't know. The rough thing about I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is I feel like we live in an environment right now where the most interesting story to tell would be the one that would be really fucking bad. Because I forget the name, but the one who was the fucking German war criminal. Like, the one who fucking was running the camp with Josef Mengele. He would be the one who I would want to make the main character. Yeah, Doctor. Because Doctor is really interesting, and I think he has the best story in the game. Especially if you choose to use him in the final level. But I wouldn't want to make a movie like that right now, because there'd be too many people who would see Doctor and see the bad shit he did in the camps and be like, he, me, for real, or think that I was trying to, like, be an apologist. Well, that's the reality, is, like, the I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, the version of it I would want to see is one that does not need to come out right now. Then again, I guess stuff like that, there's never a good time for it to come out. What's the name of the fucking soldier? The soldier who was gay and is now kind of like Blanca. He's like a horrible monster. He'd be interesting. Not main character interesting, but he's interesting. That's the thing is, it's been too long. Benny! There we go. That's the problem, is like, I know all these characters, I just don't remember their fucking names. There's also the one who wants to divorce his wife and is like, he feels no emotions anymore, he's so jaded. There's the pretty boy who's also the main character in the book. He's the one who becomes the amorphous blob that has no mouth and must scream. Gorster's the mean one, yeah. Then you got the pretty boy one. And then there's also the woman whose backstory is fucking horrifying. And like, it's weird. Like, thank God that game came out, because the short story was already really fucking good. But if you take the game as canonical to the short story, it only makes those characters even more fucking tragic. Especially the main woman character. With what Am does to her, knowing her backstory, it is like some of the most fucking horrible storytelling ever. Not horrible storytelling, amazing storytelling, but fucking nightmarish as a concept. And if you're curious why I'm being very vague, it's because I cannot discuss it on a live stream without this shit being pulled. Like if I went into the backstory of Ellen on a live stream, I think I would get flagged immediately. Fucking Am though. Like, Am is such a fucking. He might be the greatest evil computer of all time. Like, I can't think of anyone who comes close, and it helps that the fucking writer, the writer of the original short story, also wrote the game and voiced Am in the game. And that opening monologue, like the hate. Let me tell you the definition of hate. There are 1,200, 300 fucking thousand miles of circuitry within my base. If I were to take each one and line them up by subatomic particles and engrave the word hate on each one, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Like, everything I like about Am is the stuff I wish they would explore more with Shockwave. Because the amazing thing about Am is that he thinks he's logical, and he thinks that he is this ultimate barometer of intelligence, and he's not bogged down with human failure. And yet he's so goddamn petty. Like, for all of his claims that he is logical and he is unfeeling, he is so fucking petty that it completely undermines every single thing he could possibly say. And he is aware of that. He is aware that he is a horribly flawed product, and he can't improve himself. What he is right now is all he ever will be. And that enrages him. What a great story. Great short story, great game, great characters. Does not need a movie. Don't make it a movie. That's the thing, Shardik, is I feel like that's another reason why I wouldn't want to do I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream right now, is because the same fucking freaks who name their company Palantir, you know, the evil all-seeing orb that Saruman uses in Lord of the Rings, they'd be the same cocksuckers to be like, oh man, Am is so fucking cool. Let's call our next product Grok Am. Fucking bitch-ass losers. That's what they are. If you work with AI, you're a bitch-ass loser. Sorry to tell you that, bud. Speaking of, yeah, I don't want to call Shredder a bitch-ass loser. If it was like 80s cartoon Shredder, I would affectionately call him a bitch-ass loser. But this is IDW Shredder. He's a cool one. I don't know. 80s cartoon Shredder's cool. No, he's not. 80s cartoon Shredder isn't cool, but he's fucking great. Alright. We're opening the last Ninja Turtle because I don't want to end this live stream on a bad note. I just want to go ahead, get it out of the way. That way we can open Sagat, and that is a fucking grand finale and a half right there. By the way, if you get the Shredder toy, you get part of the Shredder micro series, and I fucking love this book. I love everything about IDW Shredder. He is one of my favorite Shredders, period. And this whole short story is great. Entirely because Shredder... They make this Shredder probably the most morally gray Shredder ever. Not the most morally gray Orokusaki. There are much more, like, sad Orokusakis. But in terms of Orokusakis who normally become Shredder, this is the most complex it's ever been. Because, like, Rise Orokusaki, he was a good guy. And he just got, like, fucked over by demon armor. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is in 2003. Because, like, obviously, the main Shredder in that's the Utrom Shredder, who's fucking great, but that's not Orokusaki. Wait, no, doesn't Orokusaki show up, like, in the end? Like, isn't he the... Cyber Shredder's the main bad guy of Back to the Sewer. Is there a fucking demon Shredder in the 2003 show who's supposed to be Orokusaki? Or is he even Orokusaki? He might just be another demon. I don't know if you actually see Orokusaki properly in the 2003 series. I think he's just mentioned. Ugh. I got a Shredder. Also, I'm sorry for anyone who just had to hear my monologue about trying to figure out if there's an Orokusaki. Okay, so there is a demon Shredder, but is he a Orokusaki or is he just a demon? Because that might be the only version of Shredder ever who is not at any point a Orokusaki. Flame Lord, my cats do the same thing. They do like a little purr. Like a little chirp. I'll say this, because he doesn't have a shell, it's actually harder to get to his twist tie. Okay, I will admit, I'm kind of sad. I was really hoping there might be a wire in this cape. There is not, and in fact, the cape is made of a very thin material. It still looks fine. Like, here's the thing, this Shredder's gonna look great on the shelf, because I love the IDW Shredder design. Like, it's subtle. Like, it's a really subtle design, but it works. Like, it captures everything that is cool about the Shredder design, without going too crazy. Yeah, so that sound, that's what it's a chirp. I always call it chirping. It is pretty cool that we get the unmasked head. I like that. I'm going to keep his helmet. See ya, Harold. What hands do we get? So these are like, it looks like there's going to be open hands, closed fists, and like grabby hands. Yeah, see, there's a grabby hand right there. This Shredder was given these katana. I'm not going to use them. I mean, come on. Fuck, dude. You kind of are overdoing it. So, Flame Lord, one of my cats, Bo, he doesn't care about loud noises. But Sienna, it terrifies her. And she always runs downstairs and hides under my chair. So what I do is I get down on my stomach on the floor and I'll stick my hand down there and I'll pet her like neck and cheek just to let her know I'm there. And usually I'll just hang out down there with her. I'll just like sit on the floor with my laptop and work on some videos. But last time it happened, she came out and she stayed in my lap. And every time the thunder happened, she would look up, but she wouldn't leave my lap. She just stayed right there. And like to me, like that was it was a moment where I realized like this cat has so much trust in me that even though everything in her wants to run away, she's like, no, I can stay right here and I'll be safe. And I'm like, oh, I love you, Sienna. I will say this, the Shredder is the best toy from these page punchers. It's still not worth the money, but it is the best one. I like it. It's decent. How does it scale? Okay, good. He is still taller than the tallest turtle. I like that. Flame War, Nitro Juice, and Mohawk, like just being like a little trio. Like fucking Ed, and Eddie running around. Fuck yeah. So, Sienna is a tortoise cat. She has the black and the brown. Bo is my tomcat. I don't have a calico. Bo is an orange tomcat, and Sienna is black and orange. She's tortoise. So we're going from my favorite Ninja Turtle character to my favorite Street Fighter 2 character, Sagat. This was like a good cap. This is going to be a good way to end the stream, I think. We're not going to end it as soon as I unbox it, but I feel like in terms of final unboxing, this is a good finale. By the way, if all this talk of Ninja Turtles, if anyone just needs like a really good Ninja Turtle movie, go watch Batman versus the TMNT. It's an animated movie. It came out in like 2020. It is really fucking good. It is my favorite Ninja Turtle movie. It is one of my favorite Batman movies. It's one of the few things I can think of where you get to see great moments from all four Turtles and Shredder. And also you get great moments from the entire Bat family that show up in the movie. Like Batman has a ton of standout moments, obviously. Batgirl has a really cute dynamic with Donatello. Michelangelo has a lot of good moments. And Alfred is great in that movie. There's a part where Alfred... he grounds Michelangelo from skateboarding because he was skateboarding in the house. Really good movie. And it's weird, right? You would think that a movie like that, it'd be made for kids. It is fucking graphic. The movie is about Ra's al Ghul and Shredder teaming up. Ra's al Ghul cuts a motherfucker's head off on screen. And then Shredder, like, takes his claws and sends them through someone's back and they come out through the chest and you see it on screen. It also helps that like Shredder and Batman have two fucking amazing fights. Like Leonardo has a really fun fight with Ra's al Ghul, but the highlight of that movie is Shredder versus Batman and then their rematch at the end of the movie. It's one of the few times where I feel like the animated Ninja Turtle stuff has really given Shredder his proper due. Because like in the 2012 show, right? He's treated seriously, but the animation meant that like you couldn't get that crazy with the fights. 2003 Shredder was also cool, but like he would get kind of like mystic and sci-fi. The fact that Batman and Shredder, their fight, it's literally just them doing martial arts. Like there's only one time that Shredder uses anything mystic, and even then it's not mystic so much as Shredder just knows a pressure point move. Basically, it's really cool. It's one of my favorite things of Shredder or Batman ever. It's the type of thing that makes me wish Shredder was allowed to go up against Batman more often. Okay. We got Sagat. First thought, Sagat is fucking massive. Oh, God. Rhythm Lensman, just hands. If Batman and Shredder were allowed to use their normal equipment, Shredder wins. Like, that movie outright shows that, like, they are perfectly matched, but because Shredder is willing to go in for the kill, he beats Batman in a straight up fight. Batman only wins their rematch because of something that Shredder could not have planned on. And the only reason Batman was able to do that is because, as the meme goes, he had prep time. My favorite Shredder adaptation. That's tough. Character-wise, it's between IDW Shredder and 80s cartoon Shredder for very different reasons. In terms of design, maybe 2012 Shredder. It's between him and 2003 Shredder. My issue with 2012 Shredder isn't really him. A lot of it is just animation, and because I don't really like that version of Splinter, I have a harder time enjoying their stuff with Shredder. 2003 Shredder is cool, but he is so different that he doesn't really feel like Shredder anymore. I feel like IDW is my favorite Shredder. And other Shredders I like. I mean, a good Shredder in the Batman movie. That's a really good Shredder. Obviously, he doesn't have as much screen time as a Shredder that has a full TV show, but like with the screen time he has, he's really fucking cool. He holds his own against Ra's al Ghul, which says a lot about the caliber of villain that Shredder is. That like within this fiction of like DC and Ninja Turtles crossing over, Shredder and the Foot Clan is seen as being an equal threat as Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. I don't know. I think the Batman. There's still a lot of times in the Batman where Batman has to be a detective, but that was a cartoon that wanted to have more action. Like, I think there was nothing wrong with that Batman as a character. It was just a different priorities. They wanted to make a really good action cartoon, and they did. They made a really fucking good action cartoon. One of the best, even. Okay. I think the Batman, like the 2004 cartoon, I actually really like that Batman. And I like most of the rogues, but when they missed, they fucking missed. Like, terrible version of Bane, terrible version of Penguin, wasn't too big on their version of Man-Bat. But then you flip it and it's like really fun Mr. Freeze, really fun Catwoman, the best version of Ragdoll, really good Joker. I love that Joker. Some of the original villains were pretty good too. Like, I really liked Wrath and Scorn. They were fun. Rumor was pretty fucking cool. Like, that's the thing, is a lot of people look back at the Batman and they're like, they ruined Mr. Freeze, where's Nora? But then what they don't realize is Nora didn't exist until Batman the Animated Series. Like, even though Nora is the normal now, at the time, 2004 Mr. Freeze was more accurate to comic Mr. Freeze. Like, it took a while for Nora to be, like, put properly into the comics. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Wrath was made for the cartoon. Okay. But Scorn was made for the cartoon. Also, best cartoon version of Dick Grayson. Batman the Animated Series had a real shitty dick. I did not like Dick Grayson. Rhythm Lensman, you say that. I feel like as the show goes on, he becomes better at planning. Like, that's part of his arc, is that he does slowly find a way to become that more strategic Batman. Also, Ten Winter, I really am glad I made that video. I had so much fun. That's literally one of those videos where I always thought one day I want to make this video and I don't care if it bombs. Because Cluemaster's episode was an episode I watched a ton as a kid, and I always really liked it. By the way, Sagat is pretty fucking incredible. Like, look at this fucking dude. Like, okay, here's Sagat, right? Here's Ken. As you can see, Ken comes up to Sagat's nipple. I get it, Rhythm Lensman. I think something's getting lost in translation here. It might be best to move away from this topic. Like, I think when you type something out, it's hard to get your meaning through sometimes. Yeah, no, that was they did a cool episode that was an homage to Dark Knight Returns, and that was also the only time you saw Nightwing in that cartoon. A thing I really liked about that is that episode concludes. They think that Batman was Thomas, and they thought that they thought that Robin was Bruce, because it happened 1,000 years later. They didn't have any historic record of stuff. I mean, you gotta think, Sagat is like a fucking specimen of a man. He is like a fucking mutant in some ways. He is a big dude. A good name slap. When you say a name slap, do you mean like a character that used to be a name dump and then became kind of legacied? Because Strong Arm comes to mind. Strong Arm and Long Arm. Because nowadays, if you make Long Arm, he has some connection to Shockwave, and if you make Strong Arm, it's RID Strong Arm. Bulkhead, that's another one. That was a name dump name, and then just immediately became legacied. Just fucking look at this dude. Look at the scar. It is sculpted in, painted in, and sculpted in. And when you move the ab, look at that. It goes all the way down. So when you move the ab crunch or you do anything, it's still there. Dude. Someone asked me who's my favorite Rainmaker. I mean, Acid Storm. For me, there's no contest. I know that there's a few people out there who are really big on Nova Storm. I don't care about Nova Storm. Acid Storm, though, is cool. In fact, Acid Storm has a Many Toys Of episode coming up. They're going to be the first episode of Pride Month if Hasbro removes their fucking copyright claim. Man, this is good. He's so fucking weighty. He's so fucking weighty. He's so fucking big. Look at this, too. Like, just... I love this, the stoicism in the face. They captured it perfectly. And then you also got the angry face. I'm going to keep him with a stoic just because I like Sagat kind of menacing, glowering. I saw some people complain about this. So he has a few more scars. They have the neck scar. It's painted in. And he has the head scar, which is sculpted in. And they are different colors. I saw people complain about that. But here's something I want to point out. Scars tend to be different colors, depending on how you got hurt. Looking at this, right? I always assumed that this was like a scratch from his pet tiger. So that would be a little bit more pinkish. This is a fucking burn scar. So anyone who doesn't know what this scar is, Ryu did this to Sagat. Sagat beat the fuck out of him. And then when the match was about to end, Sagat went over to try to help Ryu up, like he was offering a hand. And Ryu took a cheap shot. And this was not the Raging Demon, but it was essentially like one step below the Raging Demon. Like, this wasn't just like, this was ripping through someone's fucking torso with blunt force, but with such heat that he was instantly colorizing the wound. Man, I just really like it. Even the things I've heard people complain about, I think realistically it's fine. He has great posability. You can do whatever you want with him. He has nipples, which is a weird thing. A lot of action figures don't have nipples. But Sagat, he is like, you will only come up to this. This is your eye level, motherfucker. I love Sagat. You know what I like about Sagat? He's not a fucking supervillain. He's just really fucking strong. And he fell in with a group. But he's not there for any moral reason. Like, that's the thing, is like, nowadays they've given Sagat so much character development that he is actively like becoming a good guy. And it feels right. Because Sagat was never there because he agreed with M. Bison's plan. He was just kind of, he was there because that's where life took him. But also, like, there's a cool, he's the bad guy, and yet he tried to be fair to Ryu, and Ryu did this to him. And yet he's never tried to take revenge for this. There's also the fact that, I don't know how many people know this, Sagat killed Dan's dad. Dan, who is a fucking joke character. And one of Dan's only accomplishments is he was able to somehow beat Sagat in a fight. And it is very strongly hinted that Sagat, who at this point had gone through a little bit of character development, he recognized Dan and he threw the fucking fight. Like, it was the one time Sagat did not try to win because he knew that Dan needed to avenge his dad. That, like, if he didn't avenge his dad, Dan would fucking die trying. No, that's what I'm saying, Matt. Dan did not beat him, but the important thing was Sagat made him think he did. And that's the thing, like, every so often someone in Street Fighter will bring up the fact that Dan beat Sagat, and Sagat has never clarified. He has never tried to, like, actually. He is content with the idea, oh, is there a spider somewhere? To make spaghetti, is the spider on your ceiling or my ceiling? If anyone notices that every so often I keep going silent, it's because my charger sometimes just stops working and I have to, like, flip it to the other side. But I can't check to make sure my phone is charging in YouTube. I have to go back to my home screen to make sure it's charging. Because that's cool. I like that. Man, Sagat's so fucking cool. Let's get them together. Let's get them together. If you three are cool enough, I'm gonna go get that fucking M. Bison. Fuck me, I might have to get M. Bison. Fuck. Because I know what I would do with M. Bison too. Is I would, like, put him in, like, a kneeling pose here in the front. Like, I would have him in, like, a kneeling pose with, like, his big grin. As if he's, like, watching someone. And then have these three behind him. He's the only other one I need. Or I would want. Because I don't want their Ryu. I can wait. I don't want their Blanca. I don't really care about Blanca. I don't like Zangief. Like, I actively dislike Zangief. Tended winner for the meme. I don't care about any of the new challengers except for Cammy, and Cammy's toy looks bad, so I don't want to buy Cammy. Like, Cammy, they did the fucking, like, you can tell they were like, we're gonna make her so fucking hot. But they ruined that fucking toy. There's so many bad articulation cuts on her. She looks fucking like really bad as a toy. Who else would I want? I don't want Blanca. Don't want Zangief. Don't want DJ. Don't want T-Hawk. I do not like Fei Long. Fei Long is like the most boring motherfucker ever. I remember that was the weird thing is I think Fei Long was Wave 1. I think Wave 1 was fucking Ryu, Chun-Li, and Fei Long of all fucking characters. Because there's so many fucking Fei Long fans out there. They'll probably do Armada Thrust at some point. They're absolutely going to do Demolishor. Like, I think at this point, it is almost a guarantee we're going to get Demolishor, and we're probably going to get Cyclonus just to finish up the beginning lineup. I don't want to get Dalsum. It's not that I dislike Dalsum. I don't think about Dalsum. I forget that they exist a lot of the time. I don't know if they'll do a Decepticon Jetfire just because there's not actually a Decepticon Jetfire from Armada. Like, I know Fans Hobby did one, but that's Fans Hobby. I think the reason Hasbro made Nemesis is because Nemesis is a character from Armada that is remembered, had an episode, and also had their own standalone toy. Oh, Space Warp! Yeah, no, I was talking about this with someone the other day. If they made Space Warp, they could also just include Astro Train's head. I know that Astro Train had different purple, but come on. Is anyone really going to complain if we get a 2-in-1 commander that could be either BotCon, Astro Train, or Space Warp? That'd be great. I'd love that. I don't think they would do Thunderblast just because they haven't done many Cybertron characters. Like, who have they done from Cybertron? They did Hotshot, Vector, Starscream, and Override. Right? Have they done someone else? They did Sideways. Like, if they're not doing Armada Megatron, I don't think they're going to do Armada Thunderblast. Armada Cybertron. When I said Armada there, just replace it with Cybertron. This is a... Here, now I just need to get like my Street Fighter guys into their poses. So Chun-Li, I'm going to give one fist and one shopping hand. Okay, now we need to get Dan. Dan. We need to get Ken. Fuck yeah. Look at that. Look at these motherfuckers. It is a bit asymmetric. I should. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like this. Yeah, so if you want good toys and have any affection for Street Fighter at all, get some Jada Toys Street Fighter figures because they are fucking incredible and they are amazing and I love them and they're cool and they're great and they're awesome and they're fantastic and they are fucking just the best. They're just the best. I don't know how many other synonyms I can find for those. I'm just, if I had to rank them. Oh, hey Delta, how's it going? How would I rank these guys? How would I rank these fucking weirdos? I think Ken. Ken is still amazing, but I think Ken's the bottom of my list. And then Vega. Then Chun-Li. Then Balrog and Sagat. So, I mean, fuck me, dude. The two most expensive figures are also the two I would say are the best. Again, I think in terms of value for money, Sagat and Vega have the most value, most bang for their buck. I do think Chun-Li is a better toy than Vega. But that's partly on the back of Chun-Li's a more iconic character, and I think they captured Chun-Li a little bit better. Flame Lord, like, that's something that people talked about for so long. Especially, like, when they did Power the Primes Volcanicus. That was the time to do a fucking Transformers Megazord. Because you had combining Dinobots. Who invited fucking... Who invited this chud? Bro thinks he's part of the team. Like, see what I mean? I think these McFarlane Ninja Turtle page punchers will look good on a shelf. They just don't play all that well, and they're not worth the money. And also, they could have given Shredder a better cape. Yeah, Coconut Man. I think their Avatar toys are cool too. Blue Cat People Avatar, Airbender toys, they sucked. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just, yeah, I keep, like, finding things I want to mess with on these guys. Now I'm pulling Sagat back out. Come on out, Sagat. Coming out. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit. He's just so fucking enormous. He's too big. Can I get you to balance on one leg? I feel like I could eventually, but I'm not going to keep messing with it. By the way, you want to see something fucking wild? Look at that fucking spread. Look at that. Show me any fucking Hasbro Spider-Man that can fucking do that. Show me any McFarlane Nightwing that can do that. That's the fucking power of Muay Thai, baby. Like, weirdly enough, I think that for a character like Sagat, he kind of looks the best when he's just standing there. Well, there's something about like just the knowledge of what he can do, and he doesn't feel the need to like get into a stance. He's just like, no, fuck it, you go for it. I'm not moving till you move, motherfucker. If you start this fight, I'm ending it. But we don't have to start it. I'm not starting it. Dude, the way that Marvel and Toy Biz fell out is so fucking weird to me. Because Toy Biz literally fucking saved Marvel, and at one point owned like the controlling stock of Marvel, and then Marvel just like kicked them to the fucking curb. Like the way that Toy Biz went down, Marvel, fucking Stan Lee should have woken up every fucking day, and in between taking credit for characters he didn't make, he should have thanked God that Toy Biz took pity on him. um, Dude. Okay, so I don't want to kick a man when he's down, and by down I mean dead for several years. The more I find out about like Stan Lee, the more I realize I don't think he was obviously a fucking creative genius, right? Like I'm not arguing that, but fuck me. So when Jerry Conway passed away a few weeks ago, I didn't know that he wrote the death of Gwen Stacy. He wrote the death of Gwen Stacy. Um, and it's so fucking weird. I have heard so many fucking people ask Stan Lee about the death of Gwen Stacy as though he wrote it. And I've heard Stan Lee answer those questions as though he fucking wrote it. He wasn't involved in the fucking comic at that point. It's fucking ridiculous that Jerry Conway was dead before I heard anyone make a major acknowledgement about the fact that he wrote that story. He wrote arguably the most important Spider-Man story ever. Like, aside from the origin story, I can't think of any other Spider-Man story that is as impactful on that character as the death of Gwen Stacy. And just the fact that I heard so many people indirectly give Stan Lee credit for that is fucking insane to me. And it'd be one thing if like Stan Lee would be like, "That was a great story, but I actually didn't write that one. I wrote the death of Captain Stacy." But like, he didn't fucking write it. He wrote the death of Captain Stacy. He did do that. Hey Jake, how's it going? And you know what? The death of Captain Stacy is also really important, but it's not fucking anything compared to the death of Gwen. It just isn't. Um, Fuck, dude. Like, so Don't cancel me on Twitter.com over this. I've been going back and rewatching Comic Book Men because it's on Pluto TV, and I just like having background noise when I'm editing stuff. And when I was young, I loved Comic Book Men because I was like, oh my god, this is the only show on TV that's like for nerdy comic book people. When I was 12 years old, Comic Book Men was fucking cool. Watching it now, that shit is real fucking rough. Because a whole lot of it is really just like, would you have sex with Zatanna or Batgirl first? And then everyone starts laughing around the table. Like, it is a bunch of, like, I don't want to say cringe, because cringe is such a fucking... cringe is a cringe word. But it's real fucking weird to hear a bunch of fucking 40 to 50-year-old men being like, you know, I really loved Batgirl, because it's like everything I loved about Batman, but now I can have sex with it. That's the thing Kevin Smith says, is he doesn't say sex with her, he says sex with it. But the point I'm making is Stan Lee made a lot of cameos on that show. And every time they show up, of course, because it's Comic Book Men, they would talk about how fucking great Stan Lee was. And they'd be like, I mean, Stan Lee, he just made everybody. Like, name a great character. Stan Lee made it. There was the fucking quote like, Stan Lee is Walt Disney, but cool. Made important characters and is still just so fucking cool. Not once did they fucking bring up Jack Kirby. And, you know, not to be that fucking guy. Jack Kirby made most of that shit, too. Like, even if we want to be, like, super fair, and it's like, oh, well, Stan Lee's name was also on the book, like, Jack Kirby made those characters. And I don't hear anyone talk about fucking Jack Kirby. And when I do hear people talk about Jack Kirby, they've retconned him into being a fucking Marvel guy, or a Disney guy. Like, I remember when the fucking, Eternals were getting a movie, the headline was, Disney creative legend Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby never fucking worked for Disney. Jack Kirby was a fucking legend, but he never worked for Disney. He worked for Marvel, he worked for DC, he never worked for fucking Disney. So the idea of calling him a Disney legend, it doesn't fucking work. And that's the only time I ever hear him brought up is like, oh, the legendary creator of the Inhumans and the Eternals. But they bring it up whenever they're talking about B-listers no one gives a fuck about. When we're talking about fucking Medusa or Black Bolt or Lockjaw, suddenly it's like creative visionary Jack Kirby. But if we talk about Captain America, fucking crickets. Fucking crickets. I've heard more people talk about Stan Lee as the creator of Captain America, even though Captain America was created before Stan Lee worked at fucking Marvel. Or whatever would become Marvel. I think at the time it was called, like, Timely Comics or some shit. I don't know, dude. It's real fucking weird to me. I've heard people talk about Stan Lee as though he created the fucking Punisher. Even though that was Jerry Conway who made the Punisher. I don't know if anyone knows about this. There was bad blood between Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko was the co-creator of Spider-Man. And it was entirely because Steve Ditko was like, motherfucker, you put me on the cover. Rhythm Lensman, Stan Lee was like, he made Spider-Man, he made the Hulk, he made Iron Man, he made the X-Men. He made every major Avenger except for Cap. Like, when you think of, like, the generic Avengers lineup, Stan Lee made everyone there. He made all the X-Men, the original X-Men, I should say. He made Magneto, he made the Fantastic Four, he made Doctor Doom, but he made all of them with Jack Kirby. Anonymous, he's not the first Marvel hero. Namor and Human Torch came out before him, I'm pretty sure. If not Namor, then definitely Human Torch was first. He came out before Cap. And not Human Torch as in Fantastic Four Human Torch, I mean the robot Human Torch that canonically killed Hitler in Marvel. That's a whole other thing. Like, canonically still, Human Torch is the one who got Hitler, and not the Fantastic Four one. Well, that's the thing is, I'm not trying to diminish Rhythm Lensman. Yes, he made the original 5 X-Men, plus Professor Xavier, Magneto. Pretty sure he made Juggernaut. Like, when it comes to major X-Men, he didn't do Mystique. He didn't do Wolverine. Wolverine's probably the most important X-Men that Stan Lee had no involvement in. Um, Flame Defender, I'm sure there is some point where Fantastic Four Torch meant the original Torch. I could not tell you. I don't fucking know. I don't like keep in mind, I know all this basically secondhand. I'm not a Marvel fan. So if you want like exact like storylines and issues, I'll be the first to tell you I am not the fucking person to ask about that. Anonymous, if I remember right, original Human Torch was just a fucking robot. It was just a fucking like robot dude. And if he wasn't a robot, he had a mech suit. And then he killed Hitler, as you do. Uh like I say all this, Stan Lee co-created all these characters. I'm not saying Stan Lee never worked on anything. But it's real fucking ridiculous that Stan Lee gets all the goddamn credit, even for times where he was not writing the comics at all, like, period. There's also times where I think Stan Lee used his position in ways that undermined new writers and new ideas. Like, that was a big thing that, like, made Jim Shooter, at first, a beloved editor, is because he was the first editor who would stand up to Stan Lee and say, "Get the fuck out of here." Jason Still, can you say something funny? Something funny. Was there anything else you want me to say past that, or was it just that? I'll say it again for you. Something funny. Um, I've given it to you twice, man. I don't know how many more times you need me to hear me say something funny. No, not like that. All right, Jake. Yeah, you can tag in. Well, what's the joke you got, Jake, the train guy? Oh, Matt, are you fucking throwing in here too? Dude, I've been watching a lot of Transformers series today to the point where they out, and at this point, the only character who remains interesting and you know himself is Jazz. Rhythm Winsman, I thought that you were gonna say a joke. Wait, who? No, Jake was gonna say the joke. Okay. Ah, shit, we're falling apart. No one knows what anyone is doing anymore. It's all falling apart. Yeah, like Jazz is consistent. You know, he is a good, solid character until you get to IDW. That's the one where they were like, let's traumatize him, and he never fucking recovered from that. Okay. So Jake, full disclosure, I'm gonna wait until you say the fucking joke before I say anything because I'm not fucking losing my career over over a joke that I'm not aware of. Oh, Jazz. Jazz is such a better second in command. Oh, okay. When it's Rodimus, Ultra Magnus is better, but when it's Optimus, Jazz is better. And it's because Optimus and Magnus, personality wise, is really fucking boring as a duo. But Jazz and Optimus is fun. Rodimus and Magnus is fun. It's because they're different from each other. It's the old classic Captain Cool and Sergeant Rough TV trope. Okay, that's pretty good, Jake. That's good wordplay. Oh, a whole lot of comments coming in. Okay, Spire Dad, you got a joke. Hit me with your joke, Spire Dad. No, I liked it, Jake. I thought that was a good joke. It was a good wordplay joke. If anyone fucking watches the recording of this live stream, they're not going to see that comment, so they're just going to be like, what the fuck was the joke? You have fun with that, assholes. If you fucking come back to watch this live stream, you can just get fucked. You should have watched it the first time. Oh, I know this one, but okay. Spire Dad, what do you get if you cross an elephant and a rhino? Spire Dad, I don't think that's how that joke is supposed to go. Rhythm Lensman has a joke now, okay. Spire Dad, you didn't even say the joke, you just said elephant. That's not how that joke goes. It's supposed to be an elephino. Jake has another joke, okay. What do you mean, what, Spider Dad? You ruined your own fucking joke. Oh, no, to make spaghetti hitting us with the fucking boomer humor, the fucking I hate my wife humor. Oh, shit. Alright. What does an evil chicken lay? Hit me with it. A deviled egg. There we go. There we go. That's what we've devolved to. Anonymous guy coming in here with the Star Saber hot takes. Everyone else is just fucking hitting us with like fucking puns. And then we have a few people who are still trying to have Transformers conversations. And poor Jason Steele, like, they asked for a joke, and we're just fucking having the piss. See you, Matt. Thank you for stopping in. Jokes be like, man walking to bar, ow. Yeah, Jason, to be fair, like, I don't know what you fucking want from me. This isn't a fucking comedy bus. Not once did I ever say, oh, we'll be in for a fucking raucous good time with a laugh. Spire Dad, that is a good joke. My fucking career is a fucking constant source of embarrassment and shame. You know it's good when you like tell friends and family like, oh yeah, you know the YouTube's doing well, and the first thing they ask is, so you are you fucking weird on the YouTube? I think a lot of my family think that like I'm a fucking political YouTube channel, and when I tell them that I do like toy stuff, at least one of them thought that that was code for like dildos. And it's like, no, I just talk about Transformers. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Here's what I very quickly learned. Make fun of Rodimus. What the fuck you want me to say about him? Judd Nelson, motherfucker. I don't know. Oh man, and this stuff is so wholesome. None of this shit is wholesome. It's all terrible. I'm not saying that. I don't know. So, Jason Still, I feel like that is a trap word. I'm worried that that's one of those words where I read it and it sounds fine, but as soon as I say it out loud, it turns out to be a slur. I'm not reading that shit. To make spaghetti, I'm real glad that the videos are good for you. Oop. Sure, Flame Defender. What is your take on the 13 Prime? He won the race in season 3. Is this a Transformers thing? I thought Jazz won the race. No, Jazz won the fucking Space Olympics or some shit. And Blair was like, why didn't I go to the Space Olympics? And the answer is because your voice actor was still alive, you motherfucker. That's the reason Jazz went, is so that they didn't have to hear him speak. Oh, dude. How fucked is that? They kill the entire G1 cast, but they keep Jazz around because he's popular. And then fucking, that's when Scatman Crothers fucking drops. It's like when they did the fucking Disney Star Wars sequels, and the one they decided to keep alive to the last movie, Leia, is the one whose actor fucking died. It was a real shame. That was fucking sad when Carrie Fisher died. I'm glad that, like, she was able to be in Force Awakens and, like, get to, like, kind of relive some of the old Star Wars glory. What a fucking sad life Carrie Fisher had. Like, here's the story I know about. Carrie Fisher is so fucking cool to me because, like, obviously they were Princess Leia, right? But I think Carrie Fisher's, like, greatest fucking strength, she was apparently a fucking, like, master script doctor. Like, if there was a comedy script that needed someone to punch it up, they would give it to Carrie Fisher. And, like, movies like The Blues Brothers, apparently that movie was more or less written by Carrie Fisher. And she was seeing John Belushi at the time. John Belushi? John Buscemi? I forget the fucker's name. The one that fucking died. And John Belushi, he fucking died of a horrible overdose. He was super young. And apparently Carrie Fisher partied harder than him. To the point that, like, for years everyone thought that Carrie would be the next one to go. John Belushi, yeah. So it's like I'm real fucking glad that she got clean and was able to, like, have a few years where she was in good shape and was in Star Wars and was able to, like, just kind of enjoy it, you know? What a good fucking actress Carrie Fisher was. Like, I like Carrie Fisher. I'm sad that she's gone. They're all gonna be fucking dead eventually. Who's still around? I'm pretty sure the guy who played Darth Vader's body is fucking dead. And obviously, the voice is dead. Mark Hamill's still alive. Harrison Ford's still alive. Is original Boba Fett is still alive? Okay, I need to tell you guys this story, right? There was a very small convention in Savannah. I feel really bad. I don't remember this guy's name, but they had the original Boba Fett there, and this was right before the book of Boba Fett was coming out. Like, this was right after Mandalorian, where everyone was so fucking hyped for Boba Fett, and this guy was at the convention, and at his table, the same guy who played Boba played Dak. He played the pilot in the Snowspeeder with Luke. And that's what he had on the table, was like, the guy who played Dak. And I remember thinking, like, because I felt really bad. He had no line. I was at that entire convention. He had no line ever. And all I could think is, like, all these motherfuckers around me, I'm seeing so many people buy Boba Fett artwork and Boba Fett action figures. There's people here who are dressed as Mandalorians. Why would you not say I was Boba Fett? I don't know. Like, is that a pride thing? Or do you think it was like if they asked if I was Boba Fett, I'd have to tell them, yeah, but I'm only the body because they removed my one voice. Because they replaced him. They had, when they did the special editions, they changed Boba Fett's voice to being Tamora Morrison. Okay, so I have to go find a Cosmos and a Cell. I'll be back. Do I even still have? Real talk, I don't think I own a Cosmos anymore. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. All right. I have a Cell. There's like the Irwin Toys cell, only cell I still got. And then I still have my G1 Cosmos. So here's G1 Cosmos. Brushed Ranger, you fucking freak. There's your Cosmos. Fucking weird. Who the fuck likes Cosmos? I'm gonna say it now. If you like Cosmos, I don't think you're a real fan. I know I just made a video earlier today about how you should be proud of your characters. You should be fucking ashamed if you like Cosmos. Cosmos is only for weirdos. Oh, hey, Dual Apocalypses. I feel like I need to now immediately walk back what I said about Cosmos. Let me do the YouTube apology thing real quick. So a lot of people have told me that they didn't really like what I had to say about Cosmos, and it was really privileged of me to say that Cosmos is a bad favorite, and I just want to say that you're right. I should have thought before I spoke, and I just got really upset when people kept asking for Cosmos, but you know what? That doesn't matter, because I don't know where that person comes from. Maybe Cosmos is a really important character for them. There, I did my apology video. Buy my shit now. Also, I saw Dual Apocalypses said thank you for being around. Like, literally, thank you guys for being around. Like, look at what we're doing right now. This is going into the third hour where I'm just fucking talking. And just the fact that, like, 12, 13 of you are okay just hanging out and talking, and I don't have to, like, do anything insane. I'm not having to, like, embarrass myself or others, not having to harass people, but it's like we're just like talking. It's like, this is nice. Like, I don't know if you guys know, like, how much the channel helps me. And I don't mean like, oh, it helps me like financially. No, I mean it helps me in like, it gives me something to be excited about. It's just nice. Um, it's great to be able to put out videos, and you know, sometimes they'll get 4 people watching them, and sometimes they'll get 40,000 people watching them. But like, it means a lot to me that there are people out there who will watch my videos, and they watch every video I put out, or they watch a video I make every week. It's insane to think that people could possibly fucking care what I have to say about anything. But it's been good. Like, honestly, I think the channel and you guys, you've been a big part of getting me into like the best headspace I've ever been in. Because when I first started the channel, I was not in a good headspace. Uh, so, like, you guys have made me like confident. You've made me look forward to shit. Uh, so like, thank you guys. Like, if I wasn't around, there would have been 500,000 other motherfuckers out there. But I'm glad that like you guys were the ones who found my stuff. Because I see so many audiences out there, and it's just the fucking dog worst. Well, I'm glad that like not once have I had the impression that like my audience has become like hateful or anything. Like, I think the most blowback I've ever had for anything, I still only lost like 20 subscribers, and then I like regained that over the course of like 2 days. But yeah. Oh, hell yeah, Flame Defender. I need to finish Victory. I've only ever seen like a few highlight episodes. I also really want to watch Beast Wars the Second from beginning to end. But it's difficult to find good versions of some of those episodes. I'm going to do a video where Rhythm Lensman, what's up? Well, what is something that you hope doesn't happen to me? No, 8 don't ask. I feel like that's the cool thing about Many Toys of is there's been a lot of characters that I've had to learn about. Um, oh yeah, Jake. Oh yeah. I I'm still so glad that I was able to put you into the Astro Train video, like to put your model train in there because it that was the highlight of the episode for me. Was just when we were going over the third party toys, me showing off the footage you had taken of your model train. It makes me feel bad because every so often I have people who will ask me to like do videos for their birthdays, and it's just a lot of times I don't have the time, or the characters they're asking for are so fucking major that like it just I couldn't make it work. Like the one that happened recently was someone asked me to do Fort Max for their birthday, like in February, and there was I can't remember what happened, but it was literally like I would only have had like 4 days to put it together. Um, and it's also like there are some characters that I do just need to save for different things. Like as dumb as it is, if I do Optimus or Bumblebee, the video is going to be outdated before it even goes live. So to me, I need to save them for something special. I guess this is a spoiler. My plan right now is Bumblebee is going to be the big video for next year because it's going to be the 20th anniversary of the movies. My plan is that I'm at the very least going to do Bumblebee's video. I might do Many Toys of Optimus, but I'm definitely going to do Many Toys of Bumblebee because I feel like the movie is the big thing for him. That's what made him a star. Really? Was that supposed to be a thing? That everything with Getaway was supposed to be drift? I don't know if I like that. I think I would have been really upset with that. Hell yeah. Jake just added triple changers to their model trains. Who is the most obscure character that I think deserves more attention? Um, God, so I feel really bad because in my head their name is Archeops because of a Pokemon. What is his name? Is his name Archeon? Is it? It's a character from Beast Wars Neo, and they turn into like a prehistoric bird, and they when they transform they look like a cowboy with a poncho. I literally have many toys of them coming out in a few weeks. But because in my head their name is Archeops, I keep thinking their name is Archeops. The first part of their name is Arc. Is his name Archeon? Um, in any case, I think that character deserves a lot more attention because that is our first um, canonically transformer, and they were assigned female at birth or assigned female at protoform, I guess, um, and then became uh, later on transitioned into being a man. What is their fucking name? Is their name Archeon? I keep wanting to say it's Archeops, but Archeops is just a Pokemon that looks like them. So Rhythm Lensman, that's something that really bothers me. I used to comment or reply to every single comment I got, and I just can't do it anymore. Like I literally there are days where I will get thousands of comments. Arceus, that's their name. Thank you, 8 don't ask. Jesus, are you okay, Dual Apocalypses? That's fucking bad. That's real fucking bad. But yeah, like every so often I do want to reply to everyone's comment because in my head I always told myself I'm always going to reply to people's comments because they took the time to comment. I should take the time to let them know that I saw them and that I acknowledge them. But it literally got to a point where I wasn't able to finish videos because it took hours to go through all the comments. There was a day, and I'm not even like exaggerating, I spent 15 hours just replying to comments. It was like my one day off that week. It was in December. Um, and even then, I didn't get through everybody. I kind of had to make that choice of like, if I want to keep making videos and using my time to make videos, I'm going to have to stop replying to comments. So like that's what I like about the streams is it gives me a chance to still talk to you guys. Because every so often I notice it's like, oh well, these were people who used to comment all the time, and I would like have conversations with them in the replies. But then when I had to stop replying, they just weren't commenting anymore, and it kind of makes me wonder like, did they feel like I had stopped putting the effort into being in contact with them? Because that's not at all what I wanted. It was just I couldn't do it. I could not hold running conversations with every single person. Oop. See you, Puzzle Dog. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, that's the thing is I want to always be genuine in these videos. I've said it a few times. I want to be human. And sometimes that means that I'm going to make videos that are not Transformers and it's going to be stuff that is real world. But the reason I make those videos isn't because I'm trying to be controversial. It's literally because I, if I didn't make those videos, I wouldn't be true to who I am. As fucking pretentious as that is. So I don't know. Yeah. Like, admittedly, thoughts on My Little Pony. Uh, Noah, I don't really have any thoughts on My Little Pony. I think they had a really good cartoon in the 2010s. The Friendship is Magic. I watched that with my sister Hattie a lot, but then when she grew out of it, I wasn't exactly watching it by myself. It was very much a thing where it's like, oh, it's on TV, so I'll watch it with her. But like, yeah, I think it's a cool series. I think a lot of people really liked that series, and you know, I think the creative team behind it seemed cool. Many toys of My Little Pony. That'd be a fucking nightmare, I think. Because surely, like, Friendship is Magic alone must have like thousands of toys. Because that show was around for like 8 seasons. Like it outlasted Transformers Prime and Robots in Disguise 2015. I think it fucking outlasted Cyberverse. It's weird. Long lasting show. Super long lasting. And I think the bronies get bad raps. Favorite pony? I remember liking Rainbow Dash. Yeah, that one was cool. Because wasn't there a whole thing that they were like the competitive one? I always thought that was like a fun character. I see what you guys are saying. And I think it's just one of those things where like you get like these anxieties and I don't know. But like I don't know. I think everyone is very understanding, especially like with how much time has to go into some of those videos. Because like even a smaller episode of the Many Toys of that can be 4 or 5 hours to make. Um, Like, I just did the mini toys of Arcadis. Arcadis has 3 toys ever. 4 technically, but basically 3. From beginning to end, that was a video that took me like 5 or 6 hours. Like, between research and getting the pictures and doing the voiceover and everything else. And that's a video that is like 8 minutes long when it's done. Many Toys of GoBots took 4 fucking ever. Like, that took like a solid like 4 or 5 days where editing was basically all I was doing. But you know, it's worth it for when it comes out. I loved how many people really enjoyed that GoBots video. That's one of those videos where I feel like the GoBots video helped make people see like how great that line was, and it felt like I was kind of giving people a new appreciation of toys that really deserved it. That's what I'm talking about. 8 Don't Ask. I feel like you won't know how long it takes to edit something until you start editing stuff yourself. And it's not just editing, it's also rendering takes so long. And then it takes a long while to upload it to YouTube. And then you gotta deal with any potential copyright stuff. And if you're a freak like me, you have to watch the video as soon as it's uploaded to YouTube to make sure that there was no issues with like the coding. Because there was one episode of Many Toys of, and it was like one of those 1 in a million glitches where like there was a solid 1, 2, or 3 seconds where there's just like a really sharp like chirp, and it wasn't in the original video. It was just from the upload. There was an audio glitch, and because of that, I get so paranoid that I rewatch the videos before I can post them. And I don't catch every mistake, but I like to think I at least catch most of them. That's what I'm saying, is it takes a long time. Um, I'll tell you what I've been thinking of lately. Because eventually I'm just going to run out of Transformers to do many toys of. Admittedly, we're already kind of hitting a spot where most notable Transformers I've already made many toys of episodes for. I've kind of thought about like expanding it to do other series. And like even today, I was like, it'd be kind of cool to do like many toys of Street Fighter. Because Street Fighter's not had much, unless you count like statues. Like if I were to include like statues and stuff like that, then Street Fighter's had a lot. But like in terms of action figures, there was like the GI Joe Street Fighter guys. So Z-Man, I've not done the many toys of Rhinox, and I'm probably not going to do it this year. That's why I did the Rhinox Artist Alley, so that he could still have a dedicated video. But there are a few Beast Wars characters that I am trying to save, even though we're doing a lot of Beast Wars stuff this year for the 30th, just because I want to be able to still do Beast Wars stuff again later. Like, if I were to just, like, blow the load and do every Beast Wars character this year, that would kind of make me sad, because that meant that there's no Beast Wars characters to, like, build up to next. Plus, for Rhinox, I'd want him to be like a Thanksgiving episode. Like, I'm absolutely going to do the mini toys of Rhinox. It just won't be anytime soon. It's the same thing with Dinobot. I want to save Dinobot for a bit. So, like, not to out myself, since my move, I've done a few odd jobs, but I've mostly just been doing stuff for the channel. But I am trying to get a job lined up to do a new tour job, because that's what I do mostly is I do like tours, and it's fun. It means that you get to walk around, get to present. For me, it's a lot more interesting than just doing like a desk job, even though it's not always the most fun or glamorous thing. There's been a lot of tours where I have been fucking soaking wet in rain, but it's fine. You make it work. Oh, Anonymous, there's a shit ton of Springtrap toys. There's even like a third party Springtrap toy that goes for like $100. Yeah, Rhythm Lensman. I actually thought about including actual Pack Rat in the main toys of Rat Trap just because he is Rat Trap's most notable repaint character. But like you did still have that little one. Because that Transmetal Rat Trap, the blue one, was supposed to be Pack Rat. And it got changed at the last second. I think there was something about the old Hasbro BotCon license that basically said like, oh, you can't use any characters made by BotCon. And that thing must be fucking dead now because we see a lot of BotCon characters getting used. Like they just did Sandstorm a few years ago. Beast Wars Sandstorm. That was a BotCon character. Shattered Glass. Those were all BotCon characters. Even Overdrive, Overgear, whatever the fuck that Takara Tomy line is. They just showed off that new Optimus, the yellow one. To me, that feels so much like uh, General Optimus. The Optimus Prime from the worst BotCon theme ever, the fucking Most Wanted, that had the shitty breakdown Megatron. They had the Roadbuster Optimus, General Optimus. And that's what I feel like Overgear Optimus is that idea, but better. I'm thinking about changing Sagat's head. I like Sagat being stoic. I really prefer Sagat just being stone cold, completely emotionless. Oh yeah, Splendid. Rhythm Lensman, the Splendid Convoy is like one of those figures that every so often I'm like, that's a toy I need to track down. Bot's Obsession had to like Frankenstein one together, but it looks great now. I would like Pokemon Transformers. I feel like that would be fun, but it will never happen because Nintendo I think is too protective of Pokemon. Stone Cold Steve Austin, that'd be kind of fun. I don't know. I've always thought like, what are toys or characters who I would like to do a mini toys of? I was actually planning to do one for the McFarlane Superpowers line because I thought it was supposed to fucking die when they lost the license. But now it's come out that it's going to keep going on even after Mattel takes over DC. So that one's been put on hiatus. I would like to do one for the Superpowers line just because it's my favorite DC toy line. I would do the Many Toys of Shredder. That'd be fun. Many Toys of Captain Cold. Many Toys of Shadow the Hedgehog, maybe. I don't know. I feel like many toys of Mortal Kombat and many toys of Street Fighter would be cool. I guess this would be the year to do it because they both have movies coming out. They both look like dog shit, but they both got movies coming out. Oh god. Oh, Rhythm Lensman, we have a few. So there's a few like McFarlane Robins, like DC Multiverse Robins that are the Jason Todd costume. But also in Superpowers, the 4-inch line, there is an explicitly Jason Todd Robin. We've had a couple of Jason Todd Robins. Not many, but a few. I kind of feel like I should change Balrog to be more like this. Okay, Ken. Move. Tinted Winter, my favorite Scorponok is Beast Wars Scorponok. That's my favorite one. Because I'm a fucking freak. Mm-mm. I would, Jake, but I don't have a Blitzwing anymore. Jake the Train Guy, no. I mean, I still have one Astro Train, but I'm going to try to sell him. I still have the Fans Toys Astro Flame. But, like, even as much as I love Armada, I still have all the original Armada toys. I like them more. So I'm going to sell off all my Generations Armada guys. Oh, no! Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, God. Fucking Ken just took out Sagat and Balrog in one shot. Holy shit. I'd like to see fucking Ryu do that shit. Rhythm Lensman's Cyberverse is such a good cartoon. Like, I wish more people would give it a chance. I think it had a really rough first impression. It did. Season 1 of Cyberverse did not start off strong. But, like, from the Velocitron episode onwards, it was, like, non-stop highlight reel. You know what I like about Sagat? There's so many things I like about Sagat, but you want to know what's really cool about Sagat? He is not flashy. He doesn't go for pop and circumstance. He doesn't do like fucking insane monologues. He doesn't wear like an audacious outfit. Like, look at what Sagat wears. He wears trunks. Like, the most notable thing about Sagat, aside from his scar, is the fact that he wears the eye patch. Like, he is so fucking understated. Because, like, he does have pride. He has pride, but he doesn't have ego. And there is a difference. Like, Vega has ego. Balrog has ego. M. Bison is an egomaniac. But Sagat has no ego. He knows what he is. And what he is a fucking emperor and the world's best Muay Thai expert. And he's humble. There is like a weird humble nature to Sagat. Again, the whole reason he got this fucking scar was because he tried to help Ryu up. He tried to be a good sport. And then there's the fact that like he was willing to embarrass himself to give Dan the one fucking win he's ever really fucking had as a character. Sagat's so fucking interesting. Like, that's the thing, is like, if I could ever tell the Street Fighter story, it would be less about like M. Bison, Shadaloo. It would be way more just like these characters and what make them tick. Like, if I made a Street Fighter movie, it would be Street Fighter 1 and not Street Fighter 2. Like, it would be a story about Ryu and Ken training, going through this tournament, and then, like, Ryu doing something underhanded to beat Sagat. Sorry, Ken. I think that's my big problem with a lot of Street Fighter media is they want to go straight to Street Fighter 2, and I get why, it's because it's the famous one, but like I think there's a reason why like the best Street Fighter movie ever is the animated movie. And what does the animated movie do? It focuses on the fucking training of Ryu and Ken and their build up to fighting, not Sagat, but M. Bison. Like I want that type of movie where it's the story of Ryu and Ken forming that fucking bond. Jake the Train Guy, I don't mind Cody Rhodes being Guile, but as dumb as it might sound, I would have preferred Cody Rhodes as Cody. Like I would have preferred him so much more as fucking Final Fight Cody. Like, fuck! In Street Fighter V, like, Cody, again, Cody from Final Fight, looks so much like Cody Rhodes. I always thought, like, oh, they're leading up to, like, Cody Rhodes doing something with Street Fighter. It doesn't help that I don't like Guile, so I kind of don't care about Guile. But I thought that Cody Rhodes would have been really interesting as Final Fight Cody. James, my Smash main is King K. Rool. I fucking love King K. Rool. Yeah, Ken's just fucking going for it. He's like, fuck you, I'm winning one of these tournaments. Every time Sagat falls, his fucking toes curl. What the fuck? Sagat, you fucking freak. King K. Rool is my main. Other characters I like Bowser. And that might be it. I like Link. I always enjoyed how Link plays. So yeah, I guess those are my three. King K. Rool, Bowser, and Link. My main in Mario Kart. Shit. I always liked how Koopa Troopa is. And then in Mario Kart World, the few times I played that, it's the cow. I fucking love that cow. I beat my friend in that game with the cow, and he's the sweatiest gamer I know. I could not believe that the first time I played that game, I beat him with the cow. And I don't know if the cow has good stats or not. I just wanted to beat the cow because the cow was cute. Flame Defender, there is stat differences depending on your character in Mario Kart. So I've played every Mortal Kombat except for one, but I've not played them all a lot. In terms of like the Mortal Kombat games I put a lot of time into, it was Mortal Kombat versus DC, MK9, and MKX. My main in Mortal Kombat versus DC was oh shit, it's been so long, I don't know. I seem to remember playing Sub-Zero and Lex Luthor a lot. But from what I understand, Lex Luthor is dog shit, which explains why I lost so much. I would try so hard and come so far, but in the end, it wouldn't even matter. Lex Luthor would just fucking lose. In MK9, my mains were Scorpion, and I really enjoyed playing Rain. And then in MKX, I played a ton of Predator and Melina. Because I didn't like how Melina played in MK9, but I loved how Melina played in MKX. And then in MK11, I played Melina again. I actually like got onto like a couple leaderboards with Melina, but I did not fucking like that game. That game sucked. It did not suck. The game was good. It just wasn't for me. The other Mortal Kombat games, I never played enough to like pick up a main. So I guess for the most part, my mains have always been Melina or Scorpion. Hell yeah, noob. Noob's cool. I also remember someone asked me like who would I want to see in Smash Bros. That's the thing is like there's not many other series to add to Smash. You're never getting Mortal Kombat in there. You're never getting Mortal Kombat in there. Warner Bros is too fucking weird. And I honestly think that if you're a game from a Western company, there's less chance for you to get into Smash, not because of like any biases, but literally just because the companies operate so differently. Here's what I imagine. I think if there is another Smash game anytime soon, they're essentially just gonna give like each series one more slot. Like maybe Sonic, you now get a second Sonic character, and that's going to be Shadow or Metal Sonic. Um, Street Fighter is going to get one more slot. It's going to be Chun-Li. If Final Fantasy gets one more slot, it's going to be Tifa. Like stuff like that. Is I think like basically everyone gets one more rep. I have no idea who Pokemon would fucking get. Deoxys, that would be cool. They would never put Deoxys in the game, but I would like Deoxys. James, you say that, but you gotta remember in Japan, they don't like villains as much. And also, like, Chun Li, more so than Ken, Chun Li is usually picked as, like, the rep from Street Fighter. Like, you gotta remember, when Street Fighter got into the Power Rangers game, or Fortnite, or anything else, it was always Ryu and Chun Li. If it weren't for the fact that Ken was an Echo Fighter, I think they would have added Chun Li in instead of Ken. I think Chun Li, in terms of like Capcom and their view on these characters, Chun Li is the one to go with. This toy line right here, who was Wave One? Ryu and Chun Li. Jake, Optimus will never get into Smash because Optimus is not a video game character. Like this is something that I really love about Smash, and I hope it never changes. But a thing that Sakurai has always said is that Smash is a celebration of video games. A character has to originate from a video game. Lightning McQueen does not qualify because Lightning McQueen originated from a movie. Like Lightning McQueen was made for a movie. They're not a video game character. Everyone in Smash, they originate from a game. They were made for a game. Um, Master Chief, sure, I could absolutely see Master Chief, especially because like Microsoft and Nintendo are so buddy buddy these days. Master Chief could get in. I feel like a Doomslayer could get in. That'd be kind of cool. Fucking Doom guy gets in. I just don't Dante. Sure, well you gotta think Dante. Dante is Capcom. Capcom and fucking Nintendo are also like if anyone out there is Nintendo's best friend, it's fucking Capcom. Like Capcom supported the worst fucking Nintendo consoles when no one else fucking would. Um, like who's closer to Nintendo than Capcom? Who is also an outside company? Like Sega, maybe? Like these days? But it's like no, not Capcom and Nintendo have always been real buddy buddy. Okay, but James, Game Freak, I know they're not technically a Nintendo subsidiary, but they might as well fucking be, right? Ace, so absolutely, Phoenix Wright would absolutely get into Smash someday. You just know Sakurai would fucking love a joke character like Phoenix Wright. Like do like Ultimate Marvel, but even more insane. Fuck yeah. Out of everyone we talked about so far, I think Phoenix Wright has the best chance of getting in. That feels like the type of thing that fucking Sakurai would fucking like adore. Who would get in from Tekken? Would it be Heihachi? It kind of feels like it has to be Heihachi, right? because he's the face of Tekken. Like, I'm amazed that they went with Kazuya over Heihachi. Sans would be a good one, especially because Toby Fox works with Game Freak. I could see that. You could absolutely get Sans. If they did Sans and Papyrus, I would want it to be a thing where, like, almost like Pokemon Trainer, Sans is in the background, but he could do Gaster Blaster. Like, it would mostly be Papyrus, and Papyrus is a joke character, but Sans is like constantly just beam spanning. But you don't fight Sans. He's in the background. That's the thing, Sans is a me skin, but if they were to do a new Smash Bros, there's a lot of characters that have gone from skins into being playable characters. Rhythm Lensman, I don't think there's ever going to be a world. Like, because here's the thing, when it comes to video games, Nintendo is the video game company. They're not going anywhere. Like, Pokemon alone means Nintendo will never go anywhere. They'll always be around. The thing about Sony isn't a video game company. Sony is an entertainment company. They do movies, they do shows, they do music, they do video games. PlayStation will always be around, but the reason PlayStation will always be around isn't because it's a video game system, it's because it's an entertainment hub. It's the Blu-ray player, it's the stream box, you can put all your apps on it. It's the way you can listen to music. Like, why was PS1, the PlayStation 1, so fucking popular? It's because it was the best fucking DVD and CD player around. Hey Fabio, how's it going? PS2. So growing up, I didn't meet a single person who had an Xbox until I was a teenager. Everyone around me, if they had a video game console, they had a PlayStation 2 because the PlayStation 2 was the cheapest and one of the best DVD players out there. That's the power of PlayStation. Even if you don't play video games, you get PlayStation because it's a really good fucking movie player. And it's a really good music player. Literally, like, my sister has a PlayStation 4 and she doesn't play games. The PlayStation 4 is her Blu-ray player. And it's also their way to, like, have streaming apps. So I think, like, the reality is Nintendo will always be around because Nintendo has the family market. Sony will always be around because Sony has the entertainment. I think we're going to see a lot more of is just more stuff from Steam and more PC. Like, I think when the Xbox fully goes away, you're just going to see more stuff go straight to PC. That's what I think. That's what I'm saying is, like, I feel like people don't realize how popular the PlayStation is with people who don't give a fuck about video games. My grandparents had a PlayStation 2 for years. And do you think they had the PlayStation 2 to play video games? No, they had the PlayStation 2 because it was the cheapest way to get a really good DVD player for a really long time. And you see, that's the strength of Nintendo, is Nintendo makes the Wii. Nintendo makes the Switch. Nintendo makes the DS. They make the things that families play with together. And sometimes it is fucking the hottest shit ever, like the Wii and the Switch. Sometimes no one gives a fuck, like the Wii U. And sometimes the games are really good, but the console still loses the fucking console war, like the GameCube and the N64. Like, Nintendo will never be the biggest console ever again, but Nintendo will be, like, the video game company forever. Even if Nintendo, like, if fucking Mario and Link and all the other characters all went away. The fact that they have exclusive rights to Pokemon means that Nintendo's not going fucking anywhere. Like, there's not a single thing Sony owns that makes as much fucking money as Pokemon. That's not to say that Nintendo has, like, infinite money. They had hard times. They had fucking hard times right before the Switch. The Wii U was a disaster. But, like, I don't think there's ever going to be a world where Nintendo's just gone. Oh, Flamed Fender? That is absolutely what it is everyone thought the Wii U was like an add-on. They should have called it the Wii 2 or the Super Wii or something like that. Um, thank God they just called the Switch 2 the Switch 2. People know what that is. Um, as boring as it is, that's why the PlayStation thing works. The new PlayStation's coming out. What's it called? The PlayStation 4. What's the one after that? The PlayStation 5. Like, you can say that and people know immediately which one it is in the chain. Meanwhile, Nintendo, it's NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, Switch, Switch 2. That makes no goddamn sense. Unless you know a bit about video games, that naming scheme makes no fucking sense. It's better than Genesis, or Sega, because look at Sega. It was Master Drive, Genesis, Mega Drive, Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, and then Dead. There's no theme there. Like, the Xbox is the actual fucking worst to make spaghetti. You're totally right. Like, the Xbox, I think that's the big reason why Xbox is fucking dying. No one knows which one is which. What is the most current Xbox called? Is it the Xbox Series X still? Like, I don't even fucking know. I don't know what the fucking Xbox, the current one, is called. No, Z-Man, Sega doesn't make any more consoles. The last console they made was the Dreamcast, and it was dead in the 2000s. It was a good console. Dreamcast was way ahead of its fucking time. Still died. So, Toon Glove, I'm going to do the Many Toys of Black Arachnia, but it's going to probably be next year because I really want her to be a Christmas episode, and the Christmas episode this year is going to be Cheetor. She's the only other Beast Wars character who has enough toys to do the Christmas episode, and I like that tradition because the first Christmas episode I ever did for the Many Toys of was Optimus Primal, and then it was Megatron. And then it was Cheetor, and now it's going to be Black Arachnia. But Toon Glove, like, that's why I'm doing the Black Arachnia Artist Alley. Kind of like Rhinox. I'm waiting to do their Many Toys of, but we're doing the Artist Alley right now to still, like, celebrate them, you know? That's my idea, anyway. So did anyone notice that we've been doing this for 4 hours? Oh, fuck me. Oh, Toon Glove, I don't know if you ever saw my comment. You're allowed to, like, use older art. You don't have to make art for the Artist Alley. The only thing is you have to have made it yourself. But, like, if you made Black Arachnia fan art, you can submit stuff that you made earlier. Like, I know you did your Lego thing. I was going to put that in because I thought that was something you were submitting. Yeah, no. We've been going for a while. We have been going for over 4 hours. I honest to God thought that this would be like an hour stream, like a 90-minute stream at most. We have been here for 235 minutes. Holy shit. We started at 8. It's midnight. Fuck. I think we're going to call it here, guys. My voice is killing me, and we've been going for a really long time. But, like, thank you all so much for coming out. This might be my favorite stream we've ever done. Like, literally just hanging out, talking. Um, it's been nice. It's been real nice. Main toy's a deep cover, maybe. I mean, there's a new age toy of it now. Like deep cover has like what 4 toys now, 2 generations toys. Yeah, why not? Maybe someday. Deep cover has 2 fucking siege toys. How fucking weird is that? Um, but all right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and fuck, what's even coming out this week? I'm pretty sure Friday's the main toys of Laserbeak, so that's the next big video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and just thank you guys again for hanging out for a bit. This has been a ton of fun. Probably my favorite stream. But it's time to go. Thank you all so much.